Premium gives you uninterrupted music and unlimited skips, all at an unbelievable price. For a short time, it's only 99 cents to join Premium for 3 months. Now, when you're listening to your favorite songs or playlists, there'll be no more ads to get in your way. Plus, you can skip as much as you like. And hop. And jump. No one will judge. Tap the banner to get 3 months of Premium for 99 cents.
There we go. What's going on, folks? Let me move this out of the way. What's going on? Alright, as you can see from my surroundings back here, yes, I am back in Los Angeles for a couple more weeks worth of freelance. Let me dial that music down a little bit there. There we go. So yeah, back in LA. Brought my stuff with me, so that's good. Did manage to actually put in a little bit of time in between since I last broadcast on Friday and now. So I've made a little bit of headway, which I can show off here shortly. But in the meantime, what's going on, folks? How's it going? Still forgot to bring some of my equipment. Oh, man. You'd think I'd be better prepared at this point, but no. So yeah, I'm back here at Blue Screen Gaming. David's nice enough to set me up yet again. So, borrowing one of his webcams here, but actually, it's kind of working better than mine. That's pretty good. Oh, I might have to stick with this. So, anyways, what's going on? So, if you remember before, I was actually playing with the mascots doing the renders, but what I played with over the weekend was integrating them into the beginning and end of the matches, and got a lot of headway in there. I'm going to pop this up a little bit here. Oops, sorry, just got to adjust here. Got to get used to these borrowed as headphones as well. Just got to get used to a little bit. Alright, so let me get this started up. I'll show you guys what's new and improved here. Maybe. Alright. Probably should have pulled the Unity build off of the USB stick and moved it over. Why are you? Alright, it was running before, and now we're not so much. It's always something. Am I gonna have to kill it? Let's see. looks like he's alive. Come on, Unity, making me look bad already. At least you give me about 5 minutes before I start looking stupid with this thing. But this is a record-setting night. Look at this, man. First time I hit play, and it just completely freezes. Okay. Nope, hey. Whoa, unruly. There he goes. Alright, not sure why, but okay. So, yeah, so here we go. So, you can see I got the characters going now, right? You know what? Actually, let me do this. I'm going to go maximize. Boom. Don't need you now. Hey, how's it going, man? Welcome back. Thanks for coming back to visit again. So, there we go. So now we got the villagers. I played with the camera a little bit. You can see I'm a little different angle. And right now it's just kind of randomly choosing which ones it's going to show. Boom. So yeah, it's just kind of cycling through the little taunt animations. But what I realize now is that I'm not really crazy about the spacing. It's kind of a little... What do we got? Yep, okay. Yeah, it's sort of a little open right now. So what I need to do, I think, is try and rearrange this a bit. Whereas before, when I was up higher, it looked okay, but now we got this situation where it's just looking all empty. So I may play with that. I think one of the challenges is the fact that I have this spaced out, because at the end of the game, I have all the information that pops up in between them. But what I may do is just kind of relocate all that stuff, because this kind of... I like the characters, I like that you see them better, but now I just really don't like the framing. As you can see, I added another batch of sharks here that circles around them, which that's working fine. And you can see the water in the background. It kind of actually, my water cuts off here, right there on the edge, but the background kind of blends in with it, so I don't know if you're actually going to pick up on that or not. But, I mean, worst case is I could do something where I stretch it over and then move it back at game time if that really starts bugging me. I can revisit that. But what I'm more interested, I think, at least at first, is maybe trying to get these guys closer together. And I'll have to rearrange some of the GUI stuff. Actually, let me do that right now. Where's my UI? Boom. Let me zoom in. So yeah, obviously this guy is going to be like right in the way. So what happens if I put him like down here? Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. You actually see the how much you're playing for right there. That's kind of cool. Did I move it? No, that's... yeah. Let it overlap. Alright, so what I do is actually just try and adjust that first. So he is 13,329. And of course you're not going to hang on to it because you're a jerk. Okay, let me come back to that again. Sometimes when you select something, especially like GUI stuff, and then you stop the game, you still have that select and you come back to it, but sometimes it just loses it. I don't know any rhyme or reason why it does that. Why in some of them it does let you retain it. Wow. Are we going to go back? Okay, good. I was about to say, that's not going to be a trend every time I hit play. It's going to sit there for forever. Alright. Boom. Okay. So what I wanted to see was this guy. There he goes. Okay, so the versus menu, and that is the wager. Yeah, that's the wager. Little menu there. Good. Popped up that time. Let me hide the main menu stuff. What's going on, Arkenstone? Doing alright? Glad you came back around. Alright, so then what I want to do, I think, is get him, because once I move those islands closer together, it's going to immediately like jam on top of that, so I want to make space. So I think it'll actually work pretty nicely right in between the two. Because even if this thing, hypothetically, if someone like hit level 500, even with that. Okay, so, I mean, if someone reaches level 1,000, then it'll start to clip. If someone reaches 1,000 on my game, they've been playing it way too much. So the odds of that happening, I think, are about 0 or less. So I think I'm okay with having that. Doing okay. Cool. Glad you came back around, man. 999. Yeah, I think that's plenty. It doesn't clip. I'll make sure it doesn't on the other side. Boom. Oh yeah, I got plenty of space over there. You know what? Actually, I may actually just kind of get maybe too much there. Let me see if I can make use of that. There we go. Yeah. I like that. Okay. That's good. That's cool. Yeah. Alright, drop this. Not that it matters because it gets rewritten at game time, but oh well. Cool. Okay, so then what I want to do now is I'm liking that. That'll work. But what I want to do is actually start playing with the camera. So let me go ahead and get the versus camera active. Fire him up. There he goes. Nice. Okay. Didn't know if I had to turn the other one off or if it was going to override it, but it did. It was nice, convenient. Alright, where am I going? Here we go. Cool. Alright, so we got two things playing here. I have the islands themselves, which... Find those. There he goes. I got my little power-up islands. Oh, that's right. It's actually the versus islands, but I just recycled the power-up islands that were on the side. I may come back and actually tweak this. Speaking of, okay, this is a feature creep kind of thing. I'll completely own up to this, but when I was flying back from Vegas back here to LA, a woman was playing, what was it? Ice Age on the Android, and it was, I liked what the islands look like. I was looking at that kind of going, okay, I need to do that. So, I mean, I'll try and resist temptation. Is it Android? I think it's Ice Age Adventures. Yeah. Yeah, so check this out. Let me see if I find a good example of it. Here you go. Alright, can I see I just want to see that screen. Come on, where is it? This one. No. There it goes. So I love the edges here, right? Whereas I have that soft fall off. They got that sharp kind of going around. So I don't know if that's just me, my standard feature creep. You know, it's like what I got is fine until I see something else and then mine's not fine. So I may actually come back and do something like this. Yeah, here's do comparison and contrast. You know, I got that pure smooth shading. Yeah, you know what? I'll just leave it be for right now, but I may come back and tweak that. So, actually that's a wrong name. I'm gonna rename this. Like I said, it's just I recycled the power-up islands on the side and moved this up, but I'll call this the Versus Island. So, because this is where the Versus menu pops up. But yeah, okay. So then I need to do two things. I got the red and blue mascot position, so I have these guys designed so then whichever mascot you choose, it can just plant at that point, and that way it always nails the right spot. But I gotta make sure I move both of them at the same time. So looking down here, I'm gonna bring them in really tight, like that. Boom, and like that. Just put them like right on top of each other. So I mean they're right in your face, kind of thing. And once again, I know that I'm gonna have to address the fact that the game over menu is gonna be completely covering them. So I'll have to rethink how I do the game over menu. But I mean, I have plenty of room on the sides or at the top, or I don't know. I'll come up with something else. But I think this is actually gonna look a lot cooler, just a lot less wasted space. So let me come back, find my versus camera. I probably should actually adjust this camera when I have the guys there, but I can tweak it afterwards. But I'm just really interested in, so it'd be kind of funny that I don't know if you've seen the one taunt animation I have for the dwarf character. He does this thing where he spins his helmet and he flies up in the air. And what I'm doing here, he'll probably actually like break top of frame, which at first I was like concerned that was kind of goofy looking, but I kind of like it. It's kind of funny where he just like spins and kind of like takes off up in the air, kind of like goes out of frame briefly and then drops back in. But we'll see how it actually lines up. I think that's a good start with the versus camera. I may have to still adjust, but I think that's going to get me started. So let me go ahead and turn off the versus menu, put him back in hiding, boom, boom, and then let me turn on my main menu stuff again, save that. Uh-oh, I'm saving to the memory stick, so you guys take a break. This is going to be 20 minutes. Alright, I definitely should have moved it over off the stick onto this PC. Hey, no, actually it wasn't that bad. There we go. There's one of my sprite packs for the the island. Cool. Alright. See if I can give myself a little more room here. What did I have for dinner? My go-to. This is Chick-fil-A. I was born and raised in the South, so it's sort of a staple for me. As they say, they didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. So that's a place I go to way too often. It gives you the illusion that you're actually eating slightly more healthy fast food, but I mean it's still fast food, you know. I mean I don't delude myself with it. Oh, I still got the versus camera on, don't I? Whoops. So it's tasty. It's just it's a nice thing that's nearby and relatively inexpensive compared to most things in Los Angeles. All right, let me turn that back off. There he goes. So now we can actually get the island popping up in the beginning. All right. Yeah. Chick-fil-A. Do you have Chick-fil-A where you are? I've been in, like I said, I moved to Vegas like 7 years ago. And they just started opening up Chick-fil-A's like about a year and a half ago. And I've already been there too frequently. Okay, let's see. Whoa! Okay, that's good, except they are completely New York City. Oh yeah, yes I do, but I've never tried it. Oh, give it a try. Yeah, it's I'll give you a little trick. The catch to it is if you go there, traditionally when you order a sandwich, you know, they pick one off the shelf, and it may have been sitting there for about, 1 or 2 years, and that kind of sucks because, I mean, to me, it's a really terrible experience to have your first Chick-fil-A and it's just like soggy because they have that little foil wrappers, right? So the trick, and this is what I've been doing for a gajillion years, is you tell them no pickle and no butter, unless you really like one of them, I guess do it, but if you say no pickle, no butter, then they can't pull anything off the shelf and they have to make it fresh. So that is a guaranteed trick to make sure that you always get a very freshly made chicken sandwich. So that's just a goofy trick I do. But yeah, give it a try. At this point, I can't even tell you if it's truly good or bad. But I mean, I literally, since I was the littlest of kid, I would just, my parents were always filling me with Chick-fil-A. So at this point, it's just what I know. I don't even know if it's good food or if it's just comfort food. That it's just my childhood, That makes sense. Yeah, it's a simple trick. I did it originally just because, I'm not a big fan of the pickles because it just kind of soaks in there, and then the butter as well. I'm not a big butter fan. That's a long story, but I really am not a butter fan. So I did that, and then when I realized they were making it fresh, it's kind of like, oh, so this is a double win. I get the sandwich the way I like it, and I know it's fresh. Yeah. All right, let me see. You know what? Actually, I might be too close. Let's try that. Maybe if I come up a little bit. Alright, so I want to still get the islands in a decent amount of space. Let me try that. Copy the components. See how that's looking. Yeah, that's kind of cool. They're like right in each other's faces now. I like that. Alright, let me paste component value. Put that camera back where I had it. Alright. Deal. this another try. I think what I may also do is throw in a few more sharks in the background. Since that's the only thing going on, I don't really have to worry about any major performance issues. Yeah, so I mean, I think there's like a nice little group of sharks back here, as well as the ones that are circling right there. Let's see. Yeah. I had, let's see, I don't think I have it anymore. I may have pulled it out. I had a cloud, it's probably on my laptop. I had this cloud background that was really nice, but because I started going to the top-down angle, I never used it, and I may have actually cleared it out. But I may want to bring it back again, because that little backdrop. Oh no, you know what? There it is. I gotta have it because it's right there. Unless that's just I'm using it. Oh, that would suck. If I'm only using it for a 2D sprite and I no longer have it. Background. Oh, okay. I didn't call it clouds. I called it background. There it is. Sweet. All right. So I want to use that actually. You get some funky music playing there. I'm not sure. I still haven't got a good sense of how to balance the audio between like my microphone and the background music, but I got some Twitch-friendly streaming chiptune music, so I'm not saying it's what I would listen to all the time, but at least I can play this music and not get it like censored, you know, where they kill the audio. It drives me nuts when they do that. Let's see, so is that a sprite, or is that... Oh, man. No, it isn't. Okay. Well, let me see if I just drag it in here. That's what it does. Okay. Looks like it's semi-transparent, doesn't it? No. Or is it? Let's see. No, that's... There's no alpha going on there, so cool. Then what I'm going to do is drop him. Oh, islands are there, so I need him to be over here. Go like this. Go 90. Just blow this up big time. What I'm really interested in is that part right there. Alright, so I'm just going to arbitrarily drop it there. May have to adjust it here in a second, but that should be a good start. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Alright, so let me try and play with this with the water completely over there. This may not be as great as I thought it would be. So really squish it down. Alright, I gotta be careful because I could have different aspect ratios. So let me do one that's like 21 by 9. 100 by 900. 21 by 9. Okay. Yeah, so that's what I got to be careful of. You know, I mean, it's kind of a crazy aspect ratio, but it can happen. And a couple of my older games are bitten by that. So let me do that. Okay, switch it back now. Let's see what I think about this. Oof, why does that look so dark? That's looks kind of dingy. Hate to say it, but this may not actually be a good fit after all. squishing. Wow. You know what? I actually kind of like it better with just the the background color. Okay. Let me just play with the background color a bit, I guess. Nuke that. So let me turn this camera back on and turn off the GUI for a second so I can see what's going on. Go away. There it goes. Okay. Let's see. I don't think I can easily do a gradient. I think I just get with the background, I just get the one color. So, okay. That's not bad. If I had the water actually over some, let me just try it. Alright, I'll try that. And what happens if the 21 by 9? I'm sure it's, yeah, it's over the edge, but you know what? Forget the 21 by 9 people. I may just leave that. Because I don't know if I want to bother. I don't know. I could do something where I just, when it's in the versus menu, it'll do that. But I mean, hell, you already see part of the island back there anyways. It's going to look kind of goofy. Oh, man. Alright, so the 21 by 9 people may just get an ugly menu view after all. I could, well, let's see. You know what? I could just do this. Let's see. Oh, wow. That's interesting. So, even though... Oh, there it is. Really? Oh, because that island is floating. Ah. But it's not at runtime. It's probably going to be down some. Alright. So I'm just killing the distance on the camera. So, just for the fun of it, let's see what it actually looks like. Turn the GUI back on. Oh, you know what? I still got a 21 by 9, don't I? Alright. I like that this shore's closer though, so that's cool. Alright, let me see. I'd like to be a little bit closer to them with the camera, but then I still don't want them to get cut off. Okay. Versus camera. I guess I could just cut into the islands there. Why not? You still get the sense of what it is. Oh wow, my coin went down below. I'll have to fix that in a second. Oh, because the 16 by 9. Oh, I gotta adjust the anchoring on that one. But I like that, so I'm gonna grab those values. Got the component. Because remember in Unity, the beauty of Unity, I say beauty, the catch in Unity, any changes you make, not any, but most changes you make at runtime, as soon as you stop it, they all go away. So that's why I'm going copy components. There. And now pasting it back. There. Alright. Oh, I was going to fix the coin. Let me fix that first. Ah, this pregnant pause before starting is killing me. Okay. Hide these guys. Versus menu. Alright. Back to 2D. Alright. So I'm lurking. Oh yeah, the Godot engine. Yeah, absolutely. I think there's plenty of people who use this one. Yeah, I mean, if I was just jumping in now, I would definitely look into it. For the fact that I got so many years tied into Unity at this point. But I've seen lots of people talk about it. I've seen on the Twitch streams. I've seen a bunch of people actually streaming Godot development as well. Pretty cool. Yeah. I'd say jump in there, man. I'll tell you this, man. Once you get started, it is incredibly addicting. I really do enjoy doing this. I mean, even when I get really totally frustrated, which is almost all the time, I'm still kind of enjoying it. I don't know if that just means I'm a masochist or what. Alright, it's unified versus menu.
Celebrate 2018 with all the hits.
Oh yeah, so that's why. Because I'm hooked on the top and I need to adjust that. So let me pull him up here. Alright, so I'm going to put him there. And I'm going to say at the bottom. Actually, wait. Yeah, they're on the versus menu, so it should be bottom. There we go. This way, make sure it scales correctly, no matter what the screen ratio is, screen size. So that should keep that fixed. That's good. Okay, let's turn these guys back on. Make the versus camera. Oh, he was off. Good. That's a lot of headroom. Okay. I'm going to play with this again, because I'm not really happy with that. Try that. Copy component. Paste component. Go. I learned a little bit of Unity 2.0 from tutorials, mainly copy-pasted code, but at least it helped familiarize myself with the UI somewhat. You know, that's exactly what I did too. I went through a couple of tutorials and just started grabbing everyone else's code that looked like it was doing what I wanted to do, and just sort of like try to adapt it to kind of like do the rest that I hadn't put in yet. And that's basically how I learned it, was just through figuring out, reverse engineering what other people had done, and it seems to work okay for me. I think that's actually a good approach. You know, start with tutorials so you can at least get, I think that's to get the fundamentals is key, so you can at least know where things are, right? So, you know, it's not everything is a total mystery for you, but just once you get the basics, then I totally agree, man. Just start looking at, you know, if you want to do something specific, Google examples of it and find what other people have done with it in their code, you know, and look for tutorials with code, and then just dig through it. And that's what I did over and over again. Okay, that's crazy. So I guess it was just a bad luck thing where the female warrior and the dwarf character were just so small, but proportionally these guys look bigger. So I keep tweaking it up and down, but it completely just totally matters on which one is chosen, I think. This music is from Sonic 2 Oil Ocean Zone. So is it specifically, or is it just a cover? I hope it's not the specific one, because if so, no, it can't be. Because I was going to say Twitch would, like, mute the sound on it, but Twitch is the one that, like, suggested this. This is specifically from their library. So if they're going to mute their own music, I'm going to be, like, completely peeved at those guys. It's a cover. Good. Okay. There you go. Okay, let me try that one. Copy component. It kind of stinks that I have to like retry every time, but I'll keep playing and find a good balance, I think. paste. We'll see if this is a winner. Yeah, I'll show. I got like it's on Spotify, but it was specifically designated as Twitch friendly. Okay. I hate to say it, but I don't know if I have to like dynamically come up. No, I was gonna say if I dynamically come up with something where I adjust the camera based on the height of the two characters, but that's gonna get really ugly really fast. I don't know if I want to go to that much trouble. Let me just try this again. Go maximize. Not bad. I recognize all these themes. This one's from Super Mario World. Wow. Okay, that's a good ear. If it was like covers of 80s tunes, then I could definitely name them, but yeah. My video game music knowledge is not as strong. That's not bad. Let's see. I guess what I gotta think now is, I don't know if the, what I'm yeah, let me bring this back up. What I'm thinking is that these might be a little obsessively large. I may want to shrink them down a little bit. I think that's just kind of overkill. I think it's just kind of like too much for the rest of the scene here. But yeah, I think if I had like a little school of sharks over here, fill in that gap, I think that'll give me some activity in the background. Do one more try at this. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Cool. But I do want to, I think, as I was saying, tweak those little name displays. I think they're just kind of big right now. I think I had them that large just because I was trying to fill the space originally, but now that I got this new angle, I think it's overkill. So, boom. Take these guys, hide them again. Yeah, that's a whole lot of name there. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll start with shrinking them down. It's 124, so let's try. Now I'm going to have like the red and blue beneath it. So I did this trick rather than have, because you can, the red and blue players can flip sides, rather than have the font actually change the color on the fly, I just did two different sets of the text, which is why you see it like two different things there. Alright, so that's 100. So let me come back here, drop him to 100. There we go. And I think what we could do is actually shrink. Yeah. That's free, that's good. Oops. Come on. Stop messing with me. Wow, kind of jumps on me. Okay, there you go. 268, 286 by 104. So 6 by 104. Okay. Then we can drop this guy down like this. Because we're also going to take him and shrink him down. 65. Let's try 45. Nah. Bring them up to 50. There you go. Oops. They are not glued to it. That's fine. Try 2, 3, 4. That looks pretty good. 2, 4. down just a little bit more. Yeah. Cool. Alright, I like that. Let's see. Let me, before I actually fix this other one and match it, let me see what it actually looks like in the context to make sure it's going to play well. Because now this is actually starting to look a little big. Once I start going in the rabbit hole, man, it just keeps going. Okay. So then, turn that back off. Let's get the main menu stuff turned back on. Like so. Alright, let's see what we've done. Waiting for the USB memory stick. There it goes. Okay. I think that's gonna play. Alright, I want the verses to come over towards the middle more. I want to shrink this down, but actually I'm okay with this. I think and then what happens is if the text gets any larger, then it auto scales it down, which I can live with. I think that's okay. You see it's just brushing the edges, but it's not gonna go beyond it. Cool. So yeah, I'll shrink this down a little bit, and then I'll shrink this to match that one, and I think we'll call it done. Oh, and I'll move the verses over too, but yeah, I just like seeing more of the island. That's kind of cool. Alright, should I play for a second? Why not? Do some damage here. There it goes. Smack some guys here. Let's see. Actually, I wouldn't mind finding out. I was curious about this because this is this little test mode thing that I did, right? This is as I was telling you guys, when I was working where I'm staying, I have no internet, so I was using this test mode that was doing it offline. But what I'm curious about is what happens when I do an online. So it's going to come up here and do... it just does those guys. Oh, shoot, I was hoping it would... Alright, I was hoping to do the random match, but... Now, did it do the random match, and it just both of them came up as the villager, or did actually... I think it loaded it up, because it's by default, it starts with just the little warrior guy, so... But I want to test that later on. Because that's one thing, if you guys been following, you know that I just dialed in the villagers, the little mascot characters getting loaded at the beginning. And because originally it was defaulting to just the little warrior guy. I'm gonna mess with these guys. Why not? Oh, I missed. Let's try that again. Stalled them. There it is. Start over, guys. Okay. But yeah, that's something I have to look at in the code. I don't think it's going to be working correctly yet in this version. If I tell it to actually load up a different villager, but let me do this. Go ahead, hit the cloud, buddy. Get the fog bank. I'm still going to take you out. Yeah. Doesn't matter. You're still doomed. Oh, I'll do I'll do respectful. Oh, jeez. Okay, so I got this new camera view, but now you can actually see you can see the buildings floating off the ground with a shadow kind of going up in the air. Okay, so that is something that I will definitely have to address with this new camera angle. But you know what? Actually, this is kind of cool. If you remember, I was complaining before that I'm going to have to like reposition all this stuff, but actually this does not look that bad. I mean, there's a little bit of overlap with the character, but that still reads well. It doesn't... Yeah. Boy, I should have pushed these islands together a long time ago. I think that just looks much better. Except for that. I built... you told me you built sharks into a tower defense? Did I not talk about that before? The sharks were afterthought. So, what happened originally was I had it. Okay, I'll do the 2-player mode, right? So I've been ping-ponging back and forth, right? Originally, I had the Angry Birds methodology, which is pulling your finger back like this. That one tower was floating in the air. Yeah, I know that. I was just pointing that out, right? Because I just moved that camera angle, and I never even thought about that before. Not only was it floating, but its shadow was actually in the air because these are just 2D sprites. So I'm going to have to do something. I like the camera angle, but I'm going to have to do something where once the game's over, I hide the island so you don't actually see the my busted island buildings floating like that. But no, so the sharks concept, what happened there was originally, so I had it like going back this way. He's arranging things, so he'll fix it. There you go. Thanks for coming to my defense. So I did that, but then I decided I didn't like the spacing, so then I switched it where you pulled your finger out towards the middle of the islands. You could render different sprites from that view. I kind of like the island in the back. I could, but then I'd have to do a new tile set. And I'm trying, because I want to do different island themes later on. And if I do that, then I have like 2 different tile sets for that. I could maybe just do like a makeshift 1 building and then hide all the rest of them. Yeah, you know what? Actually, that's not a terrible idea. That could work. Huh. And I've been toying, once again, talk about Feature Creek. I've been toying with the idea of going back and revisiting these guys and going away from the 2D sprites and maybe coming back into actual geometry with the texture just projected onto it. That'd be just a small improvement. Yep. Well, thankfully, most of the stuff that I still got to deal with are just small improvements. And, oh, by the way, hey, welcome back. Thanks for coming around again. So I was talking about the shark. So what happened was, so I decided to go back to this viewpoint where you drag your finger back to fire. Hey, yo. And then I had this space back here, right? I had all this open stuff, and I didn't want to put more buildings. I didn't want to put more islands or anything. So then I just kind of arbitrarily thought, well, I'll just put sharks back there, you know. So it was a total afterthought. And then, of course, then I had to do the thing when the island sinks and the sharks go after the villagers. So, you know. And, of course, as soon as I did this, the first thing that happened, people were going, "Oh, can I shoot the sharks?" And I went, "No. I mean, why would you want to shoot the shark? The sharks over here, right? They're good because when you finish off your opponent, the island sinks and the sharks go after the people, right? But people kept doing that. I want to shoot the sharks. I want to shoot the sharks. So I finally went back and I went, okay, fine. Now you can shoot the sharks. Okay, you happy? So I specifically did that just because in test areas, people kept trying to hit the stupid sharks all the time. Oops, and I'm missing. Whoa, fired the wrong way. So yeah, it's there. It doesn't do anything. It just, you know, it was just, I did that just to appease all the people that kept trying to shoot the sharks. Oops. Any bonus of getting it? I thought about that, but I didn't want to get in a situation where people could do like an exploit. Now, I mean, granted, that's a crazy exploit, but I mean, you could do something where you do a match against like a friend opponent, and if you get like coins for every time you hit it, in theory, someone could sit here all day and shoot them, you know, just for the extra coin points. Shoot sharks, have a Greenpeace vessel come along and scold you. Yeah, a little Greenpeace ship comes up the side, someone hops out, grabs one of these guys, pulls him around, and just kind of goes, right. And then like the little villager kind of looks down and like kicks the ground like, oh, okay. And then sails off. There you go. Oops, I missed again. There you go. Try one more time there. There it is. There. So, and unfortunately, actually, I'll tell you a secret about this. So the shooting the sharks works locally, but it really generally doesn't work in online gameplay because it's I do this trick, as I mentioned before, is I fire 2 shots, right, in online play. I do one where the bullet, the cannonball is already halfway across the field, so I can find out where it's going faster, right? So when it hits, it's actually hitting at a different time than when the actual cannonball is going to reach. So it tends to not register shark hits on online play. That's something I can like revisit, but then again, the thing is normally when you're playing an online match, you're playing in this first-person mode like this, and the sharks are really hard to see anyways. So, and if you're playing an online match, I think you should be more focused with. Oh, I just missed. I think you should be more focused on trying to take out your opponent. Now, like I'm having a good time shooting the sharks, but then my opponent's just beating the crud out of me. Oh, come on! Stupid sharks, get hit already. That should do it. Oh. I thought I hit him. There it is. And I actually have a very large, you know what, just to prove this, I have a very large collision box for these sharks. I was very generous, I think. Let me show you. Boom. Yeah. So there you go. I mean, that's... boom, boom. Yeah. There you go. That thing is super tall, you know. I thought that was a very generous collider box, you know, because it you know, it doesn't really affect gameplay. So I wanted you to have a better chance at actually hitting it. But sometimes it does feel like, you know, maybe you're like hitting just because of the angle you hit, and it looks like you're actually hitting him when you're not. But, yeah. Okay. So, let's go back and look at this. Go back into my test mode here. Alright. Okay, so as I was saying before, I want to go ahead and shrink this, move this over, drop some sharks in here, and then I think this thing is about ready to go. You know what? Actually, I could do this. Check this out. While I'm thinking about it, use my years of film experience okay, to do this trick. What if I flatten the camera lens? What I'm going to do is, because right now it's a really wide angle, but if I go like that, there it goes. So what I'm doing now is hopefully trying to get more of them in the frame like this. Huh. Not a terrible idea. There you go. So that's just an old filmmaker trick to, you know, kind of like have less of the background going on. And that actually, you know what? Come to think of it, that might fix my island issue too. So that's not okay. So I have a field of view of 9. Let me grab these values. Copy component. Paste. Drop that back to 9. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. It feels a little more claustrophobic, which is not a bad thing, I think, in that situation. The 16 by 9. I think people can have more 16 by 10, so let me go that route. Let me see that. And you know what? I'm gonna extend. Fire it up again. I'm going to extend the distance on the camera a little bit further back, because right now it does seem like we're like right on the edge of the world, like it's falling off, like the world's flat or something. I don't want that. So let me go versus camera. All right. So let's see what happens if we extend this. Like so. Say put up to 170. Oh, I like that. Is that in-game music? No, that's not my music. That's that is Twitch approved music. So it's supposed to be chiptunes. I got it off Spotify, which Twitch themselves. Here you go. This is I specifically found on a website that Twitch says this is like Twitch friendly music. It's supposed to be chiptunes. So there's different things. That was Run and Gun. There you go. So, that's it. I can mute it for a second if you want to hear my music. There we go. Let me know if that's too loud. Like I said, I still have a hard time trying to figure out exactly what is loud and not, but, so where's my other? Yeah, so there's the... So this is all music that I've gotten over the years. This is all stuff that I've gotten either through music collections, off of other websites. Did I make that? Oh, no. No, I can't even pick up a tune, much less carry it. So, no, I rely on... This one I think came from a music collection from the asset store. And then once we go into the game, I have like 4 or 5 different little tunes, so you're not listening to the same music over and over again. Oh. There you go. Hard to hear me. Okay. Yeah. I turn it off just because I've been listening to it for 3 years now, so you know I know this all too well. Oh, sorry. They got the front door open, so sorry. The siren's gonna blare for a second. Uh-oh, they found me. They found me. I gotta make a run for it. Okay, there you go. Oof. Sorry, guys. Here, I'll mute for a second here. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Run for it, Marty. Run for it, Marty. That was good. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Whoo! Oh, sorry, I forgot to do that right. Hold on, let me hear. Whoo! The Libyans! Ultra weather fire! Oh, no. No, we can't do that again. Oh, here we go. Boom! There you go. Put him to sleep. Whoo! Oh, this is heavy. Okay. Oh, I was gonna check to see. I forgot I was actually supposed to finish him off so I could see what the angle looks like after the game is over. Hurry up before he finishes. Or I already built one. But you know what? I'm putting him to sleep, so he is doomed. Boom. There it goes. There it is. And we're done. Let's see. Oh, I did the test mode. That's right. Oh, that's not going to help. This is the test mode, so it defaults to just the one player. Santa, but man, he killed it. Really? I saw the posters. That's the funny thing about being in Los Angeles is that movie posters and TV shows the billboards are everywhere, which I think they do that just to convince all the actors and actresses that this is what the entire nation looks like. That everywhere you go in the U.S., you know, their faces are up on billboards everywhere, but in reality, it's just here in Los Angeles. But yeah, I have seen so many billboards with Snake Plissken with the beard. I'm sorry, but he's always going to be Snake Plissken. Plissken? I heard you were dead. So, yeah, Kurt Russell is just total. Oh, man, Kurt Russell is absolutely one of my favorites. Just such a cool guy. You know, all the way back to the Disney days from the computer that wore tennis shoes. You know, just as a kid actor, he was amazing. But he's just gotten better over the years. But yeah, I gotta say, without a doubt, I don't know. It's a toss-up between, between Escape from New York and maybe The Thing for best Kurt Russell movies. Although Overboard is actually a sentimental favorite just because he and Goldie Hawn hooked up. So, I mean, that one's just, you know, that's a sweet film. But, I mean, just Kurt Russell just kicking butt, man. That's, you know, call me Snake, you know. Yeah, that's absolutely, that's funny because Escape from New York was, when I first toyed with the idea, I mean, this is like decades ago, of like my dream video game. I always wanted to do like a Escape from New York video game. Which one did he hook up with in... Which one did he hook up with? Oh! Good, man. Yourself? Uh, big. Oh, yeah, yeah. Sex in the City. Kim Cattrall. Yeah, Kim Cattrall with the blue eyes. Yeah. There you go. There's another John Carpenter one. Oh yeah, John Carpenter's awesome. I actually went to I think I mentioned that before, but I went to a concert with John Carpenter playing all his music. That was just awesome. God, I love that. It was so cool. Yeah. That's funny. Big Trouble, man. That's a cult classic now, but I think it bombed when it first came out. I mean, it is such a bizarre. You never saw Escape from New York. Oh, the Duke. Yeah, it is such a brilliant film. It's it's to me, mandatory John Carpenter viewing has to be without a doubt Escape from New York, The Thing, and Assault on Precinct 13. And I'm not talking the Ethan Hawke remake thing. That doesn't exist in my book. No, I'm talking about the original Assault on Precinct 13, right? With an incredibly cute young Kim Richards that's like, she's maybe like 8 years old. I mean, I think she did it before she did Escape from Witch Mountain. And it's just, oh man, if you could dig it up. I don't even know if it's still in print. Can you say that for about DVDs? If it's still in print on DVD or Blu-ray, but if you can find Assault on Precinct 13, because there's a fantastic story that John Carpenter talked about, and I can't really go into the details specifically because it's a key moment in the movie, but there was a scene, once you're a cult Carpenter fanatic, if you're down for some unique horror, watch Prince of Darkness. Yeah, with Damien. yeah. Technically DVDs are printed, so that should work. Okay, good. Prince of Darkness, I liked it. Not my favorite. I might say I'm leaning more towards Carpenter's older stuff. Pretty much like Starman and before. But yeah, Prince of Darkness was good. I'm honestly I'm kind of harsh. Yeah, The Thing. Yeah. The Thing and I think Poltergeist actually came out in the same year, I believe, right? Another great year for horror. But once again, I think The Thing is another one of those movies that I don't think it really necessarily did well in the theaters when it came out, but became an absolute cult hit over the years, and it just, the stuff they did with the practical effects was just so amazing, right? Yeah. And the way the movie ends is just, I love that. That is the choice way. But so anyways, going back so if you like these movies, definitely try and track down Assault on Precinct 13, because it's sort of like a Rio Bravo kind of story, right? Map in StarCraft called The Thing. Oh, really? Yeah, that's great. But if you see Assault on Precinct 13, there's a scene that's in it that you be civilians and one of you would be the Thing. Oh, that's awesome. That is so cool. And actually, they did a video game too of The Thing, which I think was supposedly like fantastic. I mean, it's dated now, and other people had to vote you off. It was so good. Vanilla Twist is the best scene. Yeah. Oh, wow. There we go. Thank you. This isn't Vanilla Twist. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. So, okay, so then, yeah, Arkstone, then you'll get this. I don't know if you ever heard the story, but this is very true. So that scene in particular. So John Carpenter submits the film to the MPAA, and the MPAA watches the film, and they go, oh, no, you can't have that scene in the movie. You cannot do that. Obviously, you know why. If you know the Vanilla Twist, you know the context of that. So MPAA said, no, that scene has to go. And he went, oh, okay, fine. So he goes out, right, cuts the scene out, right, puts it in, resubmits it. The MPAA goes, yeah, it's fine now. And he goes, thank you. And he walks out, and he goes back, and he puts the scene back in and releases it. And he got away with it. I mean, I guess MPAA didn't do any follow-up, but so technically that scene was never supposed to be in there, right? MPAA put their foot down. I mean, nowadays it's less of an offense, I think, but at the time, I think it was really shocking, But it has to be in there. The Vanilla Twist, that scene has to be in there because that is the entire crux. That's what sets the whole movie up. But yeah, and then this also calls back to what I was talking about before too. A lot of the films in the '70s, you have some of the people that are the main character actors are actually very good, but then you have a bunch of actors in the movie that their line delivery is just like, ooh, nails on chalkboard, man. And that is one movie that's totally guilty of it. Some of the actors in there just sound like they just kind of went, they were off the street, and they just kind of went, hey, come here, you want to be in a movie? I need someone to stand back in the background and say, here they come, But still, just in terms of suspense, in terms of like, boogeyman kind of story, right? Just the shadows and how freaky it is. Man, I love Assault on Precinct 13. So yeah. Anyways, that's my Carpenter rant there. I just absolutely love John Carpenter's stuff. I mean, especially some of the older stuff. Even Starman. Starman was such a complete different take for him. But just really a sweet film. Green light, go. Red light, stop. Yellow light, go very fast. Oh, I did that wrong order. Red light, stop. Green light, go. Yellow light, go very fast. Jeff Bridges just absolutely killing it. It was at Karen Allen and Charles Martin Smith, who Charles Martin Smith from Starman was also in the American Graffiti, which, remember I was talking about before, American Graffiti, where he plays Toad. That's why I like Prince of Darkness too, though. Those atmospheric soundtracks, the tone, the pacing is just more of Carpenter. Yeah, I would not argue the fact. I guess, I mean, I guess because how they set the movie up, I was kind of hoping for more of a payoff at the end, But I mean, it's still a good film. But I think some of Carpenter's other stuff is stronger. But I mean, I wouldn't argue it's good or bad. It's John Carpenter. You had me at Carpenter. But yeah, I mean, for me, definitely Assault on Precinct 13 and Escape from New York. Escape from New York, I can go back and watch that over and over again. Adrienne Barbeau, which I think actually Adrienne Barbeau and John Carpenter were together at that time, because she was in a couple of his movies. That one and The Fog, which I still think The Fog is completely underrated. I mean, another one of those movies that I think did okay in the box office when it came out. I mean, it could have been just a simple spook movie, but ended up being so much more in the storyline, right? With Donald Pleasance, and Donald Pleasance, of course, was like Donald Pleasance and Kurt Russell is sort of like John Carpenter's go-to guys that were just in so many of his movies. Both of them are great, but Kurt Russell in particular, man. Kurt Russell is he's just so cool. Used Cars, the old comedy, which was Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale getting their start in the business. That's an absolutely great comedy. Okay, and I got distracted again, didn't I? Sorry about that, guys. Once we go into the movie stuff, man, shiny keys, I'm all distracted. No, don't apologize. No, I know. I mean, always your fault. No, apologize to anyone else that was actually coming here looking for actual honest to goodness game development stuff. And it's like, wait, why does he keep talking about movies? He's supposed to be developing a game. What is this, man? This is like bait and switch stuff, jerk. Yeah, so you can apologize to anyone else that actually was looking for legitimate game development. But then I don't know if I'd call myself legitimate game development anyways. So there you go. All right, let me shrink this down. Try and get a little more focused, just a little bit. That's good. All right. Shrink. Oh, I gotta fix that. Yeah, sorry everyone. That's it. You know what? I think it's just you guys anyways. So, Arkstone's pitching in there. I might have just a lurker or two hanging out, but I've already put them to sleep anyways. So, yep. So, let me see. So why was that oh, because I got him. Let me do this. Turn that off momentarily so it doesn't actually shrink. So I can scale this down without it affecting it. Whoa. That's weird. It's like my scaling tool here. It kind of like catches sometimes, and it just kind of loses its mind. Carpenter and Kubrick were always my favorite directors. Watched all of their movies. I don't think Prince of Darkness is his best. I just think once you're knee deep in that territory, it's good to check out the overlooked flicks. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, and Kubrick, yeah, for um, I absolutely love some Kubrick for sure. I think it was interesting how he would go off in different directions. I don't know if it always worked. Um, I, I watched 2001 for the first time in a cinema a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, that's a heck of an experience, isn't it? Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, it just, and that's a movie that even today, the visual effects in that movie just completely hold up. Hell's Shutdown scene was Daisy, Daisy. Yeah. Will I dream? Um, if you watch The Shining and A Clockwork Orange already, check out Barry Lyndon. Yeah, my only complaint with Barry Lyndon is that I really, Hollywood has this tendency of casting whoever is uh, popular at the moment, if you know what I mean, right? And it's Ryan O'Neal, right? He was sort of like, you know, the flavor of the moment, I think. And it could have been in. Hey, thank you for the zealous youth. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Um, the Shining is absolutely. So I think Barry Lyndon could have been better with maybe a slightly different cast, but I still think it's a fantastic film. Absolutely. Yeah, Shining is definitely a fun film. Um, I did see Clockwork Orange. Yeah, of course you got to shout out. I appreciate the follow, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. Um, yeah, Clockwork Orange, man, that is a trippy film. That's how do I talk about it without actually giving spoilers? I love movies that sort of like set up. Yeah, welcome to the movie club. Yeah, masquerading as game development. It's kind of sliding that way, isn't it? Sorry. I'll try and keep working as I keep ranting about movie stuff. But I love movies. Me too, man. I'm down. Sweet. Yeah. So we were just talking about so Clockwork Orange. Clockwork Orange. I love the arc. I love how heroes become villains, become heroes in that movie, and is done in such a beautiful way, and I think such a realistic way, right? Where we have characters that can go from pure evil to instantly sympathetic in the drop of a hat, and I think Clockwork Orange absolutely nailed it, right? And of course, that Darth Vader is in Clockwork Orange, right? You know that Darth Vader's in there, right? Yes, guys, come on. Come back and tell me Darth Vader's in there. I'll give it a second. Let that sink in. What? Yes. Dave Prowse. Not James Earl Jones, of course, but Dave Prowse. So the old man, if you go back and watch the scene with the old man after the wife gets knocked out. No, not James Earl Jones. No, Dave Prowse. The real Darth Vader. He hires a bodyguard. The old man hires a bodyguard to keep him safe. And that big old burly bodyguard in that 60s style jumpsuit, that's Dave Prowse, who was truly Darth Vader, right? I don't know if you guys have ever dug up footage where you actually hear Darth Vader's voice. You know the story about that, right? So, no, technically he was the voice. He was fit. Yeah, I know. He actually, okay, stupid trivia. Here we go. Dave Prowse conditioned Christopher Reeve to get his body built up for Superman. He was actually the conditioning coach. But, so true story, he actually spoke the dialogue. So Darth Vader originally had I can't do a British accent, I just butcher it, so I won't even bother trying. But he was actually delivering the lines with his British accent, and he had a very common voice, right? And he's like, take her to the detention hall, right? And just imagine that with the British accent. Okay, just picture that. And it's so funny because he didn't know, right, that his voice was not getting used in the movie until he went to the theater And the movie starts playing, and the first time Vader comes on and speaks his first line, Dave, you imagine how devastated Dave Prowse was. He's going, wait, that's not my voice. So I can't do the British accent. That's not my voice, right? Wait, they butchered my, what is this, So the poor guy, to this day, he thinks that he should have been the voice of Vader, So, yeah, there's my random Dave Prowse Clockwork Orange trivia for you. But yeah, they made a documentary about that. True story. Bloody hell, that isn't my voice. Oh yeah, that's it's actually it's on Netflix, isn't it? That's in my watch list. I have not. It's in one of like a massive collection of things that I got to see, but normally I don't have enough time to actually sit down and watch a full 2 hours because I'm usually working away, and I'll take like a lunch break and I'll watch something for like yeah, I Am Your Father. Like I said, I could pretty much attest to the fact that that is in my watch list. That I would definitely have to get to that one. I've seen him at a couple of conventions. I actually never like spoke to him or anything, or met him, but I've definitely seen him. Okay, but yeah, that's gotta be a shock, man. I mean, when you're in a movie, right, and you are the character, and then you watch the movie for the first time with everyone and realize you're not. It's like, that's definitely not my voice. That's gonna be a total shock. Alright, can I shrink this without it freaking out? Yes, I can. Alright, I think that's gonna be pretty good. I always wanted to make a game about the walled city. Oh, that'd be interesting. So, what kind of game would it be? I mean, would it be like a RPG, graphic adventure, shoot 'em up? What kind of genre would you try and tackle with that subject? Trying to cut that so it's not. That's that's not the that's the part where I'm not sure about. Okay, something like Amnesia. Yeah, some kind of horror game. I love and hate those games. I own all of them. Shoot, what's the company name that does the Amnesia games? I'm blanking on it, but I have a bunch of their games, and I have such a hard time not just getting frustrated. We have to run in the corner, and then it's like, okay, you have to hide, but then your breathing starts going nuts, and then if you get too scared, you die. I could do that once, and maybe even twice, but the third time my character like hyperventilates and dies, that's when I go file, program, uninstall. I'm too frustrated. I can't deal with that. I just get too annoyed and move on. Frictional Games. Yes, Frictional Games. They had, thank you, Zealous Youth. They had, their first one was a demo, right? I don't know if you guys ever played the precursor to Amnesia. And it was a shorter story, and it was actually really trippy, especially the way it ends. I don't know if it's still around or if you can find it, but if you can dig it out, are there earthquakes in Kulan? That's a good question. I highly recommend digging it up. I don't know if Frictional Games has it on their website or something like that, but that one actually I did manage to finish. Someone is making an exploration game in that setting, actually. Let's check it out. You play a cat. Interesting. Okay. Ooh. Like the graphics. Wow. Pretty. They got real artists in their game. Wait, is that the only... Oh, come on. They only get the one teaser in there? Nice. Sort of a Ready Player One meets Blade Runner. Scroll more. Okay, so I was just missing it. Okay, I was just too impatient. Oh, gotcha. Okay, I thought that was the end of it. Wow. Okay, that's it. I quit. I'm out. I'm not making games. This just sucks. I can't... Oh, that's just pretty. See, this is why I do mobile games. At least I thought I'd get away with, well, it's not pretty. Okay, now it looks really god-awful ugly. But, I mean, yeah, I'm doing this, and it's kind of like, hey, this is kind of okay. And then I see this, and it's kind of like, yeah, I'm out. You know what? Forget it. Jerks. That's beautiful. That's just beautiful. Wow. Look at that. So they talk about what I'm gonna guess. Unreal is the game engine. I'm just assuming, but I think if you're gonna do Unity and try and reach that quality, you got to do the custom render pipeline trick. I think because that's just pretty. A graphics test. This is gonna just depress me more, isn't it? Look at that. Oh man. I want to play it, and then I want to stop making games. That's just beautiful. Give me a game that with that environment and let me play as Jack the Ripper. I'll drop 100 for it. I hope they can finish it. Yeah, that is really beautiful. That truly is. Let's see. Trying to think if there's any good. Yeah, you know what? I guess there hasn't been a. What was the old Rockstar game? It's always too bad it's not running more. What was it, Maniac? What was the Rockstar game where you actually go around doing the killing? I guess that's as close as you can get to Jack the Ripper. I don't know if you could do a Jack the Ripper game and not get in a lot of trouble in terms of like people being up in arms and that kind of stuff. Yeah, but just remember that is the same way that some people would probably feel about your skills and talent. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate. I'll take that. I appreciate that. But and that's true. Actually, you know what? You're totally right. My wife is an incredibly talented artist, and she will look at other people's stuff, and she'll just go, "I suck." It's like, no, you don't suck, right? There are people that are better than you, but there are a ton of people that look at your stuff and they go, "Man, I suck." So that's true. You got to run your own race and know that there are always going to be people that make better stuff than you. I just feel that there's a lot more than there are fewer in my case, but I'll take it. Think about me taking a Pong tutorial. You're great compared to me right now. Manhunt. Thank you. Yes. Zealous Youth for the win again. Nice pull. There you go. Manhunt. So I think Manhunt is as close as you're going to get to a Jack the Ripper style going around and killing stuff and not getting in trouble for it. UE4. I'm not surprised. I mean, did I close it? I'm sorry, I already closed it already, but that was just for the win. Woohoo! Yeah. But yeah, that's just absolutely gorgeous. And once again, I mean, if you have a team of developers, then by all means, man, go Unreal. If you have the people that can make that game engine shine, But nothing's. I wish I could model like that. Yeah, that's just some beautiful stuff. But I think the worst thing that could happen is you show your game to someone, right? And they're looking at it, it's like, oh, cool. Well, what game engine are you using? And you go, oh, I'm using Unreal. Really? I mean, I've seen that happen before too. I've seen some games where they go, I'm using the Unreal engine. Have you seen Crawl in the movie theaters? Yes, and I played the video game obsessively. I loved the Crawl video game. The Crawl video game was kind of like Tron, that it was sort of like 4 different games wrapped in one, the arcade one, and you had these big old bat sticks. That was so cool. You had to like run up the like the mountain face. Yeah, Crawl was fun. Was that Richard Mole? Did Richard Mole play I think Richard Mole, who was Bull in Night Court, played the bad guy in that one, didn't he? I'm pretty sure. Check me if I'm wrong, but was it that one or was it the Destruction of Jared Sin? What was the one that Robert Mole played the bad guy in? Do I have to look it up? Should I look it up? Now I'm curious. Let's see if I'm dead on or if I'm just completely missing that. Let's see if I'm right here. Fingers crossed that I didn't just embarrass myself. 1983. Crud. Wow, I can't believe it. Come on, Richard Mall. No, I'm wrong. Oh, that's terrible. Okay. I used to love watching those flicks. Yeah. Is that? Yeah, Richard Mall. The year of my birth, actually. Wow. Okay. Let's see. So what? Okay, I gotta check this now. It would have been the 80s. Trying to figure out what the movie was. Was it The Destruction of Jared Sin? Which one that he played the bad guy in? Metal Storm. Yeah. Okay, okay, you guys can check me. I did say, was it Krull or was it Destruction of Jared Sin that Richard Mole played the supervillain in that one? There you go. A 3.7. I think that's being generous. that was that was such a bad movie. Oh, but yeah, Krull was fun. I think it was the who did the music? Was that John Barry? I remember the theme. Those movies were so bad. There was a lot of bad movies. Peter Yates. Talk about eclectic. Peter Yates. He did Running Scared. Was that? Am I thinking the right guy? Okay, we're going movies. I'm sorry, we're gonna go down. But if it's that's right. Passed away to 2011. Breaking Away. We many, they few. That is If you guys ever seen Breaking Away, this is a must-see. These guys, okay, you got Dennis Quaid, right? Christopher, I can't think of his name. Fade to Black. And then you got Kelly Leak, who is also Rorschach. And it's just, oh man, that was such an amazing movie. So you have Breaking Away, The Dresser, which is also that turned into a Bullet. Oh, Steve McQueen is Bullet. Peter Yates. Wow. Breaking Away, The Deep. Wow. All right, sorry, I'm just look at they did some of the Saint TV series episodes. Okay. But yeah, Innocent Man. The Year of the Comet? Really? That was him? Oh, no, sorry. I'm thinking of a different movie. I was thinking Night of the Comet. Okay, The Year of the Comet was the dramatic film. Night of the Comet was the 80s zombie movie where they're like the last girls on Earth, so they go shopping. So, but, yeah, Krull was fun. I gotta figure out who did the music on that one. I just remember the theme song to Krull being really good. So I gotta hunt that down. It wasn't John Barry, was it? James Horner. There you go. I love James Horner, man. James Horner, just for the Wrath of Khan alone. I mean, I entering the Mutara Nebula. I can never listen to that song too many times. I used to listen to streaming soundtracks all the time. I was the jerk. I was the one that was guilty for always requesting that song to get played over and over again. James Horner is definitely one of my favorite musicians, music composers, who also passed away. Ugh. Oh, man. Okay, feeling old again. Gotta stop doing that. 100. Can't remember. It was like I was listening to an interview with some super famous actor or director, and he was talking about all these great people, and he's like, yeah, he's dead now. Oh, no, it's Robert Klein, the comedian Robert Klein. I saw him in concert with my stepdad just a few months ago, and that man is a veritable who's who of Hollywood. Robert Klein, the first thing I ever saw him in was in the movie Hooper with Burt Reynolds, but he's an established comic, and he was doing this fantastic stand-up routine. And he would like talk about all these experiences he had with all these famous actors and directors, and he'd go, yeah, he was great. Yeah, he's dead now. And then he'd talk about this guy, and he was amazing. Oh, he's dead. He died. He died. And he goes, man, this is getting depressing, isn't it? You know. But yeah, It's the way it works, I guess. 50. All right, so I was trying to shrink this stuff down. How's it going, folks? So, as I was saying before, I'm trying to do game development, but Arya tends to get me into some movie discussions, and I start going down the movie path, and I can't stop myself. I love talking movies. Graduated the film degree, so I still love my movie stuff. I'm in Los Angeles for another couple of weeks, doing some freelance work before I go home to Vegas. But you can never talk about too much movies, right? Those movies were so bad, but were so much fun to watch. That is so true. There's so many great bad movies in the 80s, aren't there? There's amazing films, but there was also a ton that were just absolute terrible ones. All right, so what's your favorite terrible, like, 80s movie? I bet you know about Chopping Mall. Oh, Jim. Yeah, that era of, like, just put a bunch of people in a shopping mall and like throw something terrible at them. That was the robot guards gone bad, wasn't it? And that where the robots all go around and start just they all sneak in. That was the standard operation. You just get the kids that want to sneak off so they can do naughty things, and then they all start dying, right? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's mhm. Robot security guard. There you go. That is when Caro syrup and red food coloring got sold by the gallons back in the day, right? You know, just blood everywhere. Yeah, a classic terrible movie. Um, so, but inversely, how about like one that was supposed to be a bad movie but actually turned out great? My favorite example is Ron Underwood, right? He got the movie Tremors, right? Tremors was like just a few $1 million worth of budget. It was just supposed to be a nothing movie. But then he ends up shooting this film that is just so amazingly great. I mean, it's hysterically funny. The actors just kill it, right? Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward are just amazing in that movie, right? And I mean, there's action, there's comedy. I mean, come on. One of my all-time favorite moments was they're packing up and he like picks this thing up and he goes, "What? What is this? It's a cannon fuse. What's it for? My cannon." I mean, God, that movie's so great. But that was a movie that, like I said, it was shot on a shoestring budget. But the studio, when they started seeing the rough edit, they realized how good the movie was. So they actually went back and gave him more money to go shoot more stuff. So, for example, Michael Gross, the sequence, and Reba McEntire when they're in the basement, right, and the creature's coming, right. That whole sequence was actually added in after the fact, right. It's just they realized that they had a hit in their hand, so they just threw some more money and let him just spruce it up a little bit more. But that's one of those movies that should have been. There's no reason for Tremors to be a good movie. There really isn't. I mean, if the whole premise and everything, it should have been just some schlock 50s homage that's just as bad as all those 50 movies. But man, Tremors is such an absolutely hysterically great film, in my opinion. Which, you don't have to agree with, but you're totally wrong if you don't agree with that one. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's just. I think that would help put Kevin Bacon back on the map for at least a little while, I think. But that's my taste. You guys, tell me what you like. You agree. There you go. Okay, at least I got one supporting one. And if you have not seen Tremors, oh, God. Oh, is it Kirsten Dunst? Wasn't she the little girl in that movie, too? I think it was Kirsten Dunst. I gotta check that one out now. See, I do this all the time too. I'll think about something, and it's like I haven't seen this actor in a while, and I'll just like get distracted, and I'll go down this path. Okay, I think she's the little girl on the pogo stick. Yeah, Ron Underwood, who went on to do City Slickers, right? Which is another fantastically funny film. Where's it? Oh, no. Ariana Richards. There you go. Sorry, I'm mixing up my young blonde girls. So she went on to do Jurassic Park. There you go. So there you go. She went from creatures under the ground trying to eat her to creatures above the ground trying to eat her. Poor girl. Yes, but at least she knows Linux or Unix. I know Unix. One of the all-time bad lines from a movie. you know. Oh man, don't you hate that? That's right up there with I'll write a Visual Basic script. Ugh. I love Jurassic Park, but yeah, that is definitely a cringe moment for anyone that's a computer person. Anyways, once again, sorry, but I digress. Won't you guys get me on the movie stuff, man? I was gonna accomplish something, but I guess I'm making a little bit of headway. But yeah, I love talking movies, so there you go. 274. What's coming up? Any movies that anyone's really excited about seeing? Anything in particular? I haven't even looked lately. I've been like so buried in all my work stuff that I haven't even looked to see if there's anything that I should be looking for. Um, I'll probably go see the Aquaman, but I'm a little concerned how that's going to play out. I'm hoping it's going to be entertaining, but I mean, I'm not trying to say that DC has had a bad track record with their movies lately, but no, they pretty much have, haven't they? So, if I try to find a movie worth watching, I use the internet to go back in time and discover something less known. I like that. That's cool. I like that. Yeah. That's actually one of the nice things about Netflix and Amazon is that they do have a ton of older titles, you know. So it is kind of fun to dig across something, and sometimes if you look at a particular movie, it'll say if you like that, you also might like these and give you some alternate things. I've done it a few times, you know, and clicked on movies that I probably had not seen before, heard, or just wanted to and forgot about. All right, let me mentally 318,162. So 318,162. How bad does that butcher it? I misplaced that, didn't I? You know, 301. He should be at 301. Let me adjust him. Can I select him? There he goes. 301. There you go. Hey. All right, so he's looking off-centered again. Let me get him like that. Let me get him. Look at this. I'm actually making some progress. Should I make this kind of... Oh, I wanted him to be on top. Where's my layers depth? Let me go 30. There it is. That's kind of stylish. What do you think? There. Okay. Let's see what this looks like in context. What do you say? If I'm not careful, I might actually be productive here. Save. Uh-oh. Saving the USB. How many minutes is it going to be? Hey, look at that. That was fast. There you go. I guess it's cached. Okay. Let's see what this looks like. Boom. All right, what do we see? Yeah, you know what? I like this a lot better. Okay. I don't like the verses on top of it. I'm going to pull that off. Maybe put like here-ish. Like right in between. I was going to say resize. Okay, so let me, I'm going to move that verses, and then I'm going to pretty much say that is done, and I will stop messing with it until I change my mind again, which, yeah, you guys see how often that happens, right? Okay, I think that is the sweet spots. Save. Oops, I forgot to turn the menu on first. Okay, turn this stuff back on. Boom. There he goes. Excuse me. Okay, so now that I got that new camera with the new lens, the longer lens, so I'm going to do an online version. I'm going to burn through it, beat the crud out of the computer real quick. There he goes. And then we'll get to see what it looks like afterwards. See if the island is there. And if it is, yeah. Oh, I got to extend the depth on that. Look at that. They're kind of going off in the distance. Okay, mental note. I got to fix the depth on that little camera. I'll come back to that, but let me do this first. Oh, that's too far. Go ahead, buddy. Go for the fog power up. I'm gonna just keep. Oh, come on. That was very Marty, wasn't it? Oh, come on, Doc. Jeez. But you're my ma. You're my ma. All right, slipping into my Marty there for a second. What if they say, "Get out of here, kid. You're just no good." I don't think I could take that kind of rejection. There it is. All right, now I'm just shooting. Oh, they rebuilt a building already. Jerks. Yeah, and I destroyed it, so there you go. All right, all right. Almost there. There he goes. And we're done. Okay, now let's see what this looks like. I may pause this. Oh, I'll be disrespectful this time. Uh-oh. That's not good. Did I get an error? I didn't get an error, but it didn't actually play. It didn't play the responses. Well, that's good to know. All right, and there's just a little bit of the island on the edge there, but let's see if we're 21 by 9. Okay, so if you're playing on a 21 by 9, then you will actually see the fact that the building is floating up in the air. So I guess I still have to address that, don't I? I was really kind of hoping I was going to get away with that, but I guess I won't. Okay. But more importantly, I got to figure out why they're going to swim by. There you go. Go get them, guys. So I got to figure out why they didn't actually play. Huh. Okay. Let me check this out. I'm not going to be able to see too much after the fact, but let me just check to make sure that they are parented properly. Boom, boom. He should be parented to the blue mascot, and she's parented to the red mascot. So that's cool. And they have the animation script attached to them. So that's correct. So I must be doing something wrong in the code there. Once again, I had that legacy code where I had the warrior character just planted there, and I may still be calling that instead of All right, now I got it. Main menu. Oh, that's nothing. Okay. So I do need to figure out why they are not getting their response animation played. And he has... shoot, I thought it was actually going to be perfect. It was close. Let's see. I just heard someone yell profanities in the background noise. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm at a gaming cafe. So, for a couple more weeks and then I get to go home. So, there'll be none of that. Sorry about that. Here, I'll put like the little bubble behind me here. Keep going with the tutorial. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. I could try and do a quick. I need like one of those delays, so I can like, it's like when I hear something, like, oh, wait, there you go. Delay the audio. 3 seconds later, 3-second delay. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Just all that means is that I gotta turn the volume down and speak. Speak. Sure. Okay. Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay, what I could do is just mute my mic. I'll just, here you go, like this. And I'll just, like, sign everything from now on. How about that? Oh. I'll just put text up on the screen so you can read what I'm thinking. Here, I'll, like, if I, like, lower the volume on my microphone. Oh, you know what? Actually, you know what? I could do this. See if I... It was just funny. Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to... I mean, I got, like, the... it's nice to have a famous basketball player screaming... Oh, do we? Oh. Okay. I didn't know that. So, it's profanities, but it's profanities from someone that's famous, so that makes it okay, right? Keep going. Yeah, you know what? I can get easily distracted, as I just demonstrated. All right, so let me see. What I wanted to do is, yep, totally okay then. So, so what basketball? Uh, I know baseball. Okay, I used to know baseball. I know some football, but I know nothing about basketball, man. My basketball knowledge is just nothing. But Clippers. Michael Jordan. Now that one I would know. Oh man. Okay. Down the rabbit hole again. Oh, hold on. Yeah, he's right. There you go. So here I'll duck so you guys can. There he is. See, look at that. You guys thought you're coming to a game dev screening, and then it turned into a movie talk, and then it's it's a celebrity watch. It's everything, man. It's a little of everything. All right, so let me look. Game controller. Okay. So should be. Let me find my villager script here. It's down here. It's the main menu, guys. Wow, that's play taunt. That's taunt. Play response anim. Okay. So let me add that back in. So that should tell me if it's actually getting that information. Excuse me. Sorry. And let me see where that code is kicking off. Whoa. I got a bunch of them. Start routine the verses. So, who is that handsome man in the background? Is he a little tall to be a stormtrooper? See what I did there? Yeah. Back to the movie stuff, but then inverted. Oh, I'm just going completely off the rails at this point, right? No, that was Dave Prowse. That was this callback. Off the rails, off the rails. Him on stream. Oh, good. Okay. Well, and then also because I dialed the microphone down now, so and I'm doing my usual speak. Full circle. There you go. It's the circle of game dev. A classic comedy callback. Comedy is all about callbacks. Starts in the beginning and then reference it later. See, once again, we're going back to the Future and the Zemeckis stuff. Zemeckis is the king of callback. Oh, and John Landis. No. Zemeckis is good, but John Landis is the king of callbacks. Like the Mortimer stuff. You guys know about the, you know about you know about John Landis callbacks, right? Have I talked about this before? Do I go down this rabbit hole? You guys are interested? Yes, no, maybe? Okay, maybe not. The crowd goes silent. The room goes silent. The suspense is killing me. Alright, so either it got called and the script didn't play, or these guys are not getting the variable declared. Let's see. Versus red script. So let me find. It should okay, is equal to temp object. Yeah, find mascots. Okay, and I did. I do find it. All right. So okay, let me go back and do this one more time. Oh, good. I did not close. Oh, no. Don't do your 12 million errors thing. I know you're going to do it, but stop. Don't care. What I want to find out is the game controller and the verses and see if they actually have him versus camera versus... Yeah, I know I have too many variables in my game controller. It's because I am a crappy coder, and this is 3 years old, and I didn't know what I was doing. Actually, I still don't know what I'm doing, but I knew less 3 years ago. So, let me shrink this stuff down. Okay, so I'm looking for the versus. It's probably going to be way down at the bottom. This stuff is basically chronologically added over the years, so... And the versus stuff came up towards the end of development, so it's probably all the way down here. Or it's not. Maybe it's not public. Oh. Shift F3. So much stuff in that inspector. Yep. No, it is public. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Villager menu version versus red script. It is public. And let's see where he is in this giant amalgam. He's, let me find some stuff that looks familiar. He is by the sound stuff. My camera object. Okay, I'll try and work off of that. Yeah, I know. So much stuff in this. I know. If I was to remake this game now, 3 years later, part of it is just not understanding the proper way to do things, and part of it was just because this really was just a quick prototype that evolved, and I kept promising myself I was going to go back and fix it all, but never did. There. Hey, look at this. Boom, boom. Okay, good. So I actually do have it. Okay, so that's the good news. So my game controller script does have the characters, and it did actually call it right. So these guys didn't play the animation when they were supposed to because they were being jerks. So let's find out why, shall we? So they both have the script attached. So it may be a naming convention issue. I may have screwed up. Because I do call this through the mechanism, and I call it by name, so that could be the cause. So let's double check that. Let's see. Okay, I did it this way, didn't I? Okay. So then... Oh, there it is. No, wait. Lose respect. Oh, I think that's it. I think I've got everything named incorrectly. So I thought I had that consistent. All right, let me check back to my main, because I know my main warrior character, he's always worked. So let me see if I response lose disrespect. Response win disrespect. So no, that is correct. Okay, let me... Alright, I'm just going to be a nut here and just actually throw this in a notepad to double check myself. So, then what I should see with, for example, the female warrior and her mecha anim, response, lose, disrespect. Copy. Yeah, those are the same names, so it's not a naming convention error why it didn't kick off. That's weird. Think. Okay, well let me okay, let me just go through it again. And this is going to kick off, and we'll see if I can get a better answer off of that. Besides, you want to see me beat up on the computer one more time, right? All right. Let me switch this back to 16 by 10, which is more common. There he goes. I blame a rogue somewhere. A rogue semicolon. Yeah, that's probably it. I did have that one time. It was literally like the letter A. I mean, that's the old joke, right? It's just like, yeah, it's a space somewhere, but it's like literally it's like the letter A was completely breaking the whole thing. Oh, you know what? I keep forgetting. I'm gonna fix the versus camera, the depth versus camera. There you go. Put up to 200 because it was cutting off the background there. I want to fix that. So. Uh-oh. Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm gonna switch this. I'll leave it full screen for the moment. Then we'll go online. There we go. And we're gonna default to. There he goes. Yeah. So another horizon is way back there. Before it was actually cutting into the sharks, but all right. I'm not gonna make. I'm gonna nail every one of these. Not a miss. Okay, I'm 1 for 1. 2 for 2. There he goes. He's on a roll. 4. Oh! And I missed. There it is. Nah, it's too far. Okay, home stretch. He's almost doomed. Almost there. Stay on target. Stay on target. There it is. Oh, the jerk. He got this one back. There he goes. You're just delaying the inevitable, buddy. There it is. Okay. Oh, let me pause this because I want my console up at this point. Clear that. Oh, don't care. Why do I have... Oh, because the other one. I'll be respectful. Okay, that didn't help. I had both of my regular warrior guys, and they do work fine. So, that's weird. It overwrote. Did I have warriors at the beginning? Did it change them? Have you ever played WoW? I haven't. I'm not a big RPG player. I'm much more of a arcade kind of thing. So I mean, if it was more like real time running around shooting, I probably would have. I'm not patient enough to do just the click on them and attack. So I'm familiar with it. I mean, come on. At this point, who's not familiar with like Leroy Jenkins, right? I mean, that's, even people that never heard of WoW have heard of Leroy Jenkins. So I know WoW, but I didn't really play it. Wait, is there parallels or something? You think there's a connection there, or something else that you see, or are you just curious that? Oh crap. Okay, yeah, it is the villager guy, the warrior guys again. I want it to be random. Come on. All right. Please be different. Please be different. Jerks. Just curious. Never asked what games you were into. I'm definitely more arcade. I mean, the Grand Theft Auto kind of stuff. I mean, the last game that I actually just got buried in, like deeply buried in, without a doubt, was Mad Max. One of the most Minesweeper. That's it. I'm leaving. I'm out of here. Forget this stuff. Minesweeper. Actually, I was really good at Minesweeper. Back before I could actually buy games, I had no money to buy games. I could rock Minesweeper. I was a pro at that, man. That I just the constant clear and click. But no, Mad Max was just absolutely an amazing game. I mean, it's just I think one of the most polished and underrated games. And I picked it up. It was terrible. I picked it for like $7, and it was worth 4 times that. I mean, I put in like 40 hours on it. And it's funny, I gave it to a buddy of mine. I got a spare copy, and I gave it to him, the Steam code, and he played it for like literally like 200 hours. Yeah, I don't know, is that he's dedicated or he has no life, or maybe both. But see, he doesn't watch streams, so he'll never know I say that about him. But I mean, I mean, it's just that's one of the few games that I ever really. I mean, I tend to burn through the main storyline of games, right? And then just I never kind of go back and do all the side mission stuff. Very rarely, If I'm going along, I'll play the side missions. But that was one that actually I finished the main storyline and went back and still cleared out all the territories. But um, more along those lines. I love spaceship simulator stuff. I'm still waiting for a good VR one that does whatever all the stuff I want to, and that actually may be something that might be my very first VR game that I develop, would be a proper spaceship simulator, one that I want to play. But yeah, I mean, my stuff tends to be much more arcade-ish. I'm usually opposite. Completionist at heart. I think a lot of gamers are big on the whole completion stuff. Did I play Homeworld? No, kind of the same thing though, right? Homeworld I think is much more of the strategy kind of, where it's like, click on the ship, say attack this ship, and that kind of stuff. I mean, if you want to go back to once again, going back to when I was in college, right? An Elite came out for the Commodore 64. Oh, dude. Thankfully back in those days, games didn't actually tell you how many hours you played, because if I knew how many hours I wasted on Elite on the Commodore 64, jeez, man, that might actually measure up to my buddy who had the 200 on Mad Max. But yeah, no, I mean, check me if I'm wrong, Zealous Youth, but Homeworld is much more of the like I was saying, the click on it and attack. I think, isn't it, or is it more arcade-ish? Like I said, I really got to be control of stuff. Strategy-wise, actually, I'll tell you one that I thought was perfect, right? Strategy and arcade. If you can combine the two. And one of the games that did it best, in my opinion, is it came out in the 90s, and it was called Activision's Battlezone game. Not to be confused with the vector graphic Battlezone, which they use the name of, but it was one where you had to establish a base, right? So you had the whole strategy element, right, of get the resources to build it, but you also controlled ships, and you flew around and you just shot the crap out of the other guys. And the premise was so brilliant. I don't know if you guys know this, but they just did an updated version. It's on Steam, where they redid the graphics, and it's beautiful. I highly recommend it. It's a hard game. It's not like the modern games where it holds your hand. This one is really challenging, but the idea is that it takes place in the 60s and during the Cold War. And the idea is that, while the U.S. and Russia were sort of like, going at loggerheads, right? In reality, we actually colonized the moon, and on the far side, out of the sight of any watchful eyes from Earth, there was a war going on, World War III in essence, like between Russia and the U.S. with spaceships. And that one, man, that's another one that that one I played to completion, which is funny because I played it in the 90s, and then the revamp version comes out with the better graphics, and I immediately buy it, and I immediately start playing it again, and I get my butt handed to me. That game just completely destroys me, and it's kind of like, okay, did they make the game harder, or am I just getting worse at playing games as I get older? I'm not sure which. I'm hoping that they just increased the difficulty, or maybe I was playing a harder level. I'd hate to think that I'm sucking more at games, or just, because the games are getting easier nowadays. I'm not sure. But, I would definitely... that's one of the ones I would consider one of my all-time favorites. But one that I actually went back and played several times over... I don't even know if I can remember the name of it. It was a game that you actually played as a helicopter. Star Wars Battlefront. Yeah. Not big on the online play, like in a massive multiplayer environment, but I was actually friends. It's funny, with the guy that the main programmer behind the Battlezone game, and also went on to do Battlefront, which was some of the same crew, Pandemic Studios, right? Which unfortunately EA bought and turned around and shut down. Not like that's never happened before, but really nice guy named Brad Pickering, who was the lead programmer on those games. But so yeah, I mean, there's definitely some parallels. Unless you're talking about the new Star Wars Battlefront, where it's the pay-as-you-go concept, right? Where you have to like pay to get like a decent character, that kind of stuff. Or are you talking about like the old ones from back in the day? I'm not sure which one you're referencing. But yeah, I mean, I guess just because I think I mentioned before, I used to play online stuff with Midtown Madness, an old Microsoft driving game that I played like crazy. And that was pretty much the last one I did with the online. Bro, I'm playing a tabletop board game right now called Pandemic Legacy. It's the circle. Once again, we're bringing it right back around. Look at that. See, I knew. See, the camera actually works both directions. I'm just kind of peeking in. It's like, yeah, just here, roll the dice. There you go. Okay. I gotta see if I can get this thing. I might have to hard code it. Oh wait, I think I have them unlocked. Should be able to do it. Let me try this way. Customize, select my villager, my mascot. Oh, they are locked. Okay, I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna have to unlock this for myself here, so I can. Okay, it's guess 1218. Bear with me 1 second. I gotta see if I can do this. Nope, I gotta do it on my phone. Alright. Talk amongst yourselves while I bust up my phone here. Oh, wait, one last time. Once again, go down another rabbit hole. So Hulu has this deal today where you can actually buy a year worth of Hulu for 99 cents a month, but their website was down. Looks like it's actually back up again, so I'm going to have to do that after I finish the broadcast. Apologies, I was distracted yet again. Alright, so what I was trying to do is actually, I got 5.2, there you go. So I got, I'm able to go into my database and change the settings on players. So I got to do that right now. So I can just unlock the villagers, and I can see if it respects it. I'm hoping that once I actually choose, because right now when you start the game you only get this guy. And I'm hoping once I actually choose that, let me go register client users. And who did I say it was? 1218? Is that what I said? Yeah, 1218. So let me go hunt down myself, which is guest 1218. Search. There it goes. Okay. You have 2 tries to win each month, but you carry on win or lose. Wow. 12 months, where what happens in 1 month can affect. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that's cool. So, okay, so here's the question though: if you lose in the board game, if you lose a couple times, I mean, you still have a chance to come back, or I mean, can you like fall behind and just sort of like have no chance to pull it out? I mean, it seems like, especially something that you play for that long. Brilliant design, really. Kind of like what I do with mine. That's why I add those secondary items. So it cajoles the guy who's winning to stick around and keep playing the game for a while without finishing the person. That gives the loser a chance to maybe sneak back and steal the match. So I'm just curious about that. I'm assuming there's some kind of balance that allows someone that's losing or behind. If you lose, they give you some helpers in the next game. Cool. Okay, so there's the game balance. Got it. I figured as much, and vice versa. Yeah. The classic rubber banding syndrome, right? Like in racing games where the cars rubber band. So if you pull way far ahead, the cars mysteriously get faster and catch up to you, or you get slower. Okay. So what I'm doing now is I'm going into my selected villagers, and I'm going to turn them all on, like so. Alright, just bear with me 1 second. 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to save that. There he goes. Alright, so I'm going to probably have to refresh. There. So now, in theory, when I come back, I should come back and I should find all my guys unlocked. And they're not. Oh, you suck. Did I unlock the wrong... 1218? That's the right character. I thought I had that one pegged. Customize villagers, and they're still locked. Okay, did I do the wrong thing? Or did I not save? Sorry guys, hang with me 1 second. I just gotta selected villagers, unlocked. Oh, villager status. There it is. I did the wrong thing. Oops. Alright, yeah, I don't even know how my own code works. Sorry. Give me 1 sec. I just gotta like change this so I can actually select whoever I want. Almost there. Okay. Unlocked island. Unlock villager status. There he goes. 1. There he goes. 1. 1, and then finally 1. There he goes. Alright. I did make a change, but I actually adjusted the wrong thing, so that was my mistake. Good. So, let me come out and I'm going to start a game and then quit it, because when I do this, actually I think I mentioned this before, but the way I did it is whenever you quit a game, it just reloads the game. I do that just to make sure that I've purged out all the variables and that kind of stuff. But now, yes, everybody's unlocked. There we go. So, and then the way I have it set up is you can choose the characters like that, and then, yeah, I'll leave her in there. So, good. I'll put the wizard in there. Why not? You know what? I'm going to replace... There he goes. I like that. So, fingers crossed. Now I should have my female warrior pop up on my island on the left. And it didn't. Ah, man. Okay. So it's not actually pulling the values. Alright, so I think there's a... I think what happened is when I did the test version... See if I can cheat the system here, rather than try and fix it tonight. Oh, it's already 10:12. Yeah, I'm not going to fix it. So I think what happened before is if I did it this way... Let me... Oops. Let me get a couple characters that are not the main warrior guy. So 1 sec. Okay. I think what happened when I did the test thing, it held on to... Oh, come on. Now my game is just being a jerk. It just keeps throwing the male warrior guys just to mess with me. It knows that I don't want them, so it keeps doing that. Don't make me hard code you, buddy. There he goes. That's good enough. Alright, so I'll let this stay for a second. I'm going to quit this. And I'm hoping that it keeps those. So if I go in online and start this, maybe it'll be her and the orc. And it's not. It did it once, and I have no idea. It shouldn't have anyways, but it did. So, okay. I'm just going to have to revisit that later and figure out why. Okay. I'm not going to be able to fix that tonight. Oh, well. Is there anything else I could... Well, okay, let me take another look. Make sure that I'm happy with how the new island layout works. So if he's swearing in another language, then it doesn't count, right? Then it's okay? Oh, yeah, you know what? I was going to throw in some more sharks back there, wasn't I? I could do that now. Why not? Let me do that. That's very quick thing. So what I need to do, right, doesn't count. Good. There you go. Unless you have subtitles up, right? If you have the subtitles clicked and it translates it, then it's your fault for clicking translate subtitles. Okay. Oh, I gotta find, let's see, find my sharks. Versus sharks. There it goes. So I got that one, and then I'm going to do is I'm going to actually duplicate that. Alright. And they're going to be in the wrong place initially, but I'll reposition. Oh, I don't want maximize. Let's go. There he goes. Okay. Sweet. Alright. So, how about right here? Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Check it out. Now it just looks like there's tons of them out there. So let me copy that value. Paste. Very cool. Yeah, I think it's going to fill in the space nicely. That's one of my concerns about when I was shifting it, and you could just see all that empty ocean space back there, but yeah, you can see the ocean rise and fall, and they follow with it. I got a parent constraint to the water, the ocean, so it makes them rise up and down with it. What do you think? Should I go nuts and just throw some more back there? Why not, right? Why not? I mean, obviously I'm not going to worry about frame rate there, you know. So why not? Let's just go to... Oh, wait. Ah, it's going to maximize again. All right. Put these guys back here. And what I do is just like rotate them maybe like that. So they're just totally filling that space. Everything in excess is always my motto. There you go. Did it kill you? No. Then you're within the boundaries of marginal taste. Okay. Let's see. Let me see. Oh, that's it right there. Maybe push them back a little bit more. Start on the horizon. There you go. Now you just got sharks everywhere. Alright. Let me paste those values. Now I do want you to maximize because we're going to look at this for real. Let's see. Oh, jeez. Alright, actually I want to bring these guys a little bit closer. Because now that there's like this, it feels like there's a little gap back there, I think. So, these guys... Bring them forward a little bit. And I will consider that a win. Like that. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, there you go. Look at that, man. That's just sharks everywhere. Let me copy that. Paste. And I don't have to do this, but just to keep it nice and clean, I'll rename this. There. Just for clarity's sake. Save, because I haven't saved in a long time. Let me maximize this guy. There you go. I think we made some good headway for just a couple hours. Look at that. Sharks just everywhere. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I think that works. Alright. I try one last time. There's no reason to believe it'll work correctly this time anyways, but I'll just see if it throws me a bone and gives me... Nope. Just give me those guys again. Okay, so I'm going to have to... I was going to redo the way it calls the guys, the mascots in that screen, and I have it integrated obviously in the test version, but I don't actually have it properly integrated in this version for the online one. Because I actually do this thing. Let me zoom out a little bit. Sorry if it gets hard to read, but I'm just trying to get more stuff on the screen. How's it going? Back that way, I think. Professional basketball players get hungry. They need their pizza. Oh, that smells good, though. Wow. Okay. So, I think I have it in the main menu here. Main menu. No. I thought it was in the main. Let's see. Maybe it's in my game console. Maybe I had it down here. Okay, so there's the find mascots. Extract villagers. So I do that correctly. Add villagers now. Okay. Alright, I'm going to have to hunt that down. Thought I had that working. I have it working for the test one, but it's still not pulling the data correctly, so I'll have to hunt that down. But still, that's actually a couple of good wins there. I definitely got some stuff knocked out. Don't think there's anything else I can really push on tonight. You guys got any questions about anything I've been doing? I know I've just been plugging away, or is there any other movie stuff we should be talking about? Like the worst movie you ever saw? Best movie you ever saw? Because I'm pretty much out of viable tasks tonight, I think. And it's 10:20 p.m. my time. And I've been up since 7 this morning. I had a full day of work. Which, oh, by the way, Manos, the Hands of Fate. Whew. Wow, there's one. The Hands of Fate. There he goes, 1966. Right up there with The Room. You're killing me, Lisa. Look at that. A 1.9. That's impressive. Yeah, see, there you go. Written and directed by. That's always a roll of the dice, man. You never know if it's just going to be like... Sometimes you get the same writer and director doing both. You either get something that's incredibly brilliant, or sometimes you get a 1.9 on IMDb. 1966. A family gets lost on the road and stumbles upon a hidden underground devil-worshipping cult led by the fearsome master and his servant Torgal. So in college we ordered the DVD just to see how bad it was, and you feel like you... Hey, it's on Prime Video. Sweet. So I can actually watch it for free, which I still don't know if I could do it. Is there anyone actually in it that's noteworthy? Wow. Yeah, whenever you look and you see like the missing headshot photo, you know, you just, no one ever bothered. They act like they never acted again and don't want to be acknowledged with the movie. Oh, poor guys. Look at that, man. That is a fantastic candidate for worst movie. Manos, the Hands of Fate. I might just, I don't know. See, is there a trailer maybe? Now I'm just curious. Manos, Hands of Fate trailer. Oh, here we go. It's on now. Oh, this is great. Wow. A movie so bad even Ed Wood would go, you know, that's a miss. Already better than the Green Lantern. Oh. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah, but he redeemed himself by doing that self-referential kind of nod to it in Deadpool, right? False. Close maybe, but false. Ryan Reynolds, yeah. He is the king of playing like. Well, let's see. He did. Let's see. What did he do? He did like Deadpool in one of the Wolverine movies, and then he did Deadpool later on, and then Green Lantern. Black Devil Doll from Hell. Wow, look at this. We're bringing him out of the woodworks. Oh, jeez. Oh, this is so wrong. Oh, this is going to be so wrong, isn't it? I could just look at that. Oh, but hey, look at that. We got a solid 3.5. So it, I'm sorry, but it pales in comparison to Manos. Okay. That it is, according to IMDb, it is twice as watchable as Manos, because that was 1.7, so that's 3.4. So it's doubly better. Let me see if I can find a trailer for this bad boy. Oh, wow. Oh, no.
It was just another ordinary Sunday for Helen Black.
Oh, the terrible narration.
But when she entered the Rhodes and gift shop, something magical began to happen.
8 out of 10. It's a cult classic, the theatergoers didn't appreciate it when this movie initially came out, but over time, now I'm really creeped out.
Lionsgate Films proudly
Lionsgate
presents Tyler Perry's Black Devil Doll from Hell.
No, wait. This is a parody. Wait. Lionsgate and Tyler Perry? No. I'm crying foul on this now.
It's a story about faith, friendship. It's about loving to laugh.
This is great.
And betrayal.
Oh.
How do you like that, bitch?
No. This can't be real. This has to be. Oh.
Bitch. I said, wake up, bitch.
Okay, I gotta bail out of this. So the Lionsgate and the Tyler Perry thing, I think they just stuck in there in a desperate attempt to actually try and legitimize themselves. There's no way Lionsgate would touch that with a 10-foot pole. And Tyler Perry, for all his faults, he makes movies that make money. So I gotta cry foul on that one. Funny, but disaster movie is like the number one. Interesting. Really? That really ranks as like the number one bad movie? Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2. The movie that begs the question, did we really need a sequel? Manos is now ranked only third lowest. I think Manos is worse. Okay, I can't even see if I've seen any of these. Birdemic. Oh, wait a second. Wait. 2010. Guys, wait a second. I may have worked on this movie.
Spectrum Internet has no data caps.
I got a commercial. I actually worked
No
on
speed
one
front.
where these birds were like,
no modem
they
fees.
went nuts, and they were like,
Just the
like-
way you'd want it.
like terrible, like raging, almost like zombie
So, now you got a
raven
big
birds.
payday with a big stock option, huh?
Yeah, I earned it. All those big deals I did with NCT.
No,
And millions of
no,
dollars
actually
of
the one I
revenues
worked
and
on was
sales.
better than
Well,
this.
you've done a great job, Rod.
Meet Rod,
Hi.
A young software salesman.
Good.
on
I was
his way to
nervous.
achieving
I would
his
hate to think that I did
Silicon Valley
animation
dream.
on a
Thinking
movie
about
that
opening up
was
a
like
green tech company.
worst,
Really?
like in the top,
Meet Natalie,
bottom.
a beautiful young
top.
fashion model,
The
driven
dude almost asked me to
I
be
remember you
screenwriter
now.
for him,
You were my
and I
English
said
class.
no.
I was.
Dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
So how come you never made a pass at me in school?
Throw true love into the equation, and anything is possible.
Let's see.
I was wondering if we can keep in contact.
The amazing
Sure.
bulk. Oh, jeez. That was so terrible. Look at that. Oh, that's so terrible.
I never saw purple blood before.
Well, this
I
whole
promise you I had
rat
nothing to do
seems
with
like
that.
a big mystery now.
There was a double homicide last night.
Where'd you find it?
A better question is, how'd you lose
Oh,
it?
that's
we were
great.
at the amusement park,
Okay.
off the subway, and a guy popped out of nowhere.
Okay, I
and all
got
this
some
gum
true
thing.
confessions
I
for you. How
think
about
our
this?
Henry murdered the mugger.
General
oh,
Baldwin's been more than gracious with our setback.
how about this?
I'm not sure he will be for very much longer.
The government will stop funding this project
Dirty
unless
shame
you start
trailer.
showing some goddamn
Here you go. So, I had the honor. Look at this. So you see NC-17, right? I had the honor of doing animated squirrels for an NC-17 movie. I actually worked on this film.
There is something wrong on Harford Road.
back to bed.
What's gotten into
Yeah.
you?
There is a power that is
Tracy
growing,
Ullman, who gave us The Simpsons. Give Tracy Ullman credit for The Simpsons.
threatening the
I'm not sure if
very
actually they have any of my
family
shots in
tolerance.
here. So it's a movie where
And his
people get
name
like
is
sex crazed,
Ray
and it's
Ray.
it's you know it's the guy that created Hairspray.
Fine Line
so
Pictures
Johnny-
presents
Sometimes a
boo-boo on the Tracy head can Ullman.
trigger inappropriate
Selma Blair, I think, is in here too. So yeah, people get hit, and then they become like sex
Tracy
crazed.
Ullman.
Sylvia Stickles, and I've got the itch.
Come on up here.
Yeah,
give me
Johnny
some of that
Knoxville.
strain.
I'm coming as fast as I can.
Let's see if we
Selma
got any.
Blair.
There's Selma Blair
Go, baby, go.
with some prosthetics.
Chris Isaac.
Oh, Chris Isaac, there you
Feel
go.
like yodeling in the canyon.
Oh, it's a sick world.
And Johnny Knoxville.
My name is Ray Ray, and I'm here to service you.
Let's see.
From the director of Hairspray
I don't know, maybe
and
there-
Pink
there you go.
Flamingos.
You're a freak.
It's shocking. It's twisted.
I'm not saying to watch this. I'm just saying that I actually worked on this one.
It's
So,
deep
You want
praise.
to talk about some the lessons to other movies?
It's
A dirty shame.
You know what? They may not even have any of the squirrels in the trailer. So, I could have denied I actually had anything to do with this. Too late now. No, okay. So, John Waters, man, that was a John Waters movie. So, I get to say that, you know, once again, no comparison to Manos, but I get to see that I did character animation for an NC-17 movie, so. But there you go. So those are some fantastically bad movies. I am kind of curious to see Cat's Out of the Bag. It's on the internet now, bro. I actually had it in my demo reel for years and years. At least the parts that I could show. I'll see if I could dig it up later. Actually, you know what? I might have it in my older one. See if I can find it one quick second here. The stuff that I actually can show. Let's see. Allow.
All veils and mist.
Oops. Let me mute that. So this is a demo reel that is like a gajillion years old. I mean, this thing, you want to talk about dated. But I think I have some of the scrolls in here. So this Terminator, that's actually from a video game. That's a video game commercial, and that was Foxbot Avatar commercial, or little segment. CSI. Let's see if we got the scrolls in here. There you go. There. Okay. Now, actually, that's a different scroll. that's this scroll was from. Oh, can I not scrub in this? That's actually from. There's an old movie with Seth Green called Without a Paddle. This was actually Without a Paddle 2, Nature Calls. Yeah, I know. I'm like the squirrel guy. That's a little short. That's CSI. Let's see. And this is Without a Paddle 2. This isn't the John Waters Squirrels. Cylons. BSG stuff. Terminator. Sarah Connor Chronicles. This is an anime short I did just for the fun of it a million years ago. Way too much CSI stuff in here. That was promoting one of the there you go. There's there you go. So there's an interesting little bit right there. If I can scroll back here for a second. So this is kind of fun when I did a million years ago. Oops, not here. There you go. So if you ever watched Battlestar Galactica, this is actually the season finale where I got to model and animate the clothing optional version of Boomer there in the when they sneak on the Cylon base star. So there you go. I have the great honor of getting paid to do that. So it's old commercials I did for Digital Domain. There's my Digital Domain T-shirt there. Man, do I not even have? Okay, actually, I may have cut the squirrels out. I thought I at least had the one where they butt heads. Sorry, this stuff is like a decade plus old at this point. Some of the stuff's 15 years old. More Digital Domain, Pennzoil commercial stuff. There's a little short I did. I thought, and that's the one that was directed by David Fincher. That was a GE. There it is. There we go. That's it. Let me go back one more time. Whoa. There you go. So that's the only stuff of the squirrels I can actually show. So there you go. There's my squirrels from the NC-17 Dirty Shame movie. There you go. It's out. There you go. So there you go. Let me go back one more time to check that list. I'm curious. See if I voluntarily watched any of these movies. The Hottie and the Naughty, Birdemic. I gotta figure out what the Raven Bird movie I worked on. It's definitely not that one, but the time is about right. I would have done that about 8 years ago, so I don't think it was that one though. Pledge This, Saving Christmas, Son of the Mask, from Justin to Kelly. Ooh, Justin Bieber. Oh wow. Epic movie. Really? That's on the list? Okay. Oh, Alone in the Dark. Oh wow. Yeah, that was the Ooh Bowls days. Remember that? When Ooh Bowls was like, the squirrels look dirty. They belong in it. They belong in it. Says when you gotta animate some squirrels next time, you know who to call. There you go. I am the squirrel guy. Yeah, Ooh Bowls. Remember he was like taking all those video games and turning them into movies. He did. What was there was like the King one. He did, and I remember the actor that played Gimli. Yeah, he was in that he had Far Cry and what was the Knight, the Kingdom one, and it had like a bunch of stars, including John Rhys Davies. There you go, Gimli, John Rhys Davies. He was in the movie, and it was so funny because someone asked him, it's like, why would you be in this movie? And he looks at the interview, and he says with a straight face, he goes, well, I just put a pool in my backyard, and I really needed to pay for it. I love that. I think that's just so funny. Battlefield Earth. Still waiting on the sequel, right? Weren't they going to do a sequel to that one? Geely, number 19. Dragon Ball Evolution. Who's Your Caddy? Meet the Spartans. Baby Geniuses. Date movie. Jaws the Revenge. I love that. That is so great. That's on the list. She's, it's nobody wanted to come back for the movie, so it's Sheriff Brody's wife. She's terrified that her kids she's going to, get eaten by sharks, so she moves to a landlocked state. No, she still moves to the ocean. If you ever want to see B movies that are mediocre but sometimes have good effects or funny, Full Moon Pictures. I can't stand trauma movies, especially these days, but Full Moon. Yeah, Full Moon, and of course, like Asylum movies, right? Now, that one I got to be careful on because I got friends that I've worked with over the years that have worked for Asylum and still work for Asylum. So, I mean, once again, considering what they do and the time frame they do, you got to give credit. I mean, you look at them and you kind of cringe, but they do. Man, I thought that I worked fast on TV schedules, but those guys, they crank out insane amounts of stuff, just insane amounts. So Blood Rain, that was Uwe Bowles as well, wasn't it? Blood Rain, that's another one of those. It's just fun. Yeah, they are guilty pleasures. If you go in with the right state of mind and you know that the movie's just gonna be god awful, then definitely it's fun. I see Troll 2 on that list. Yeah, Rollerball. Talk about, man. So now the original Rollerball, right, with James Caan. That Tokyo as far as Tokyo. Go watch the original Rollerball, right? With the music starts off with Inner Sanctum. Dig out the original. That is a nasty, tough movie. That one is fun. Nothing to do with the remake, right? Except for the name. But that one, The Human Centipede 3, because we really needed a trilogy. We really need to bring closure to that movie series, without a doubt. Because The Human Centipede was amazing, but it just, it left you wanting more. And then 2, you left with so many questions unanswered that you needed the third film to just bring it home, right? Left Behind. Oh, that's, what's his face from Growing Pains, right? Race 3. I don't even know what race 1 or 2 is. All right, what have we got here? The Razzie winners. Sylvester Stallone has the winner for 10. Really? For worst screenplay. Worst screenplay probably has to be Rhinestone, I bet, right? Adam Sandler. Eddie Murphy has a couple of wins. Pia Zadora. Don't pick on Pia. So I'm looking at this. So these are the Razzie Awards, the most winners. Sylvester Stallone, but come on, the dude wrote Rocky. Okay, I think he automatically gets a pass for some of the other stuff. Madonna, yeah, okay, I got no problem with that whatsoever. Adam Sandler, I'm not a fan of his movies, with the exception of what was was it Billy Madison, or what was the one where he actually calls up Steve Buscemi, and when he apologizes for being a jerk when he was a kid. And Steve Buscemi's like, I totally forgot about that. And then he hangs up the phone and people have to kill and he scratches his name off the list. I laughed. That was funny. But aside from that, I'm not a big Adam Sandler comedy watcher. Eddie Murphy made some bad ones. Pia Zadora, she was so cute back in the day. Bo Derek, well, Paris Hilton, she really, I wouldn't say he doesn't deserve some of the, he does, yeah, okay. M. Night Shyamalan, all right, you know what, totally, okay, so you know what, I guess I should wrap this up, but you guys do know the story about M. Night Shyamalan, right? Uwe Boll. Well, Uwe Boll's, he belongs at the top of the list, doesn't he? Full circle. M. Night Shyamalan, right? Once again, I'm sure I've probably talked about this before, and I apologize if I have, but so he's famous for Sixth Sense, right? That's it. I'm sorry, but you can talk about his other movies, but all the other movies are garbage, right? I mean, every one of them is shoehorning in the big twist, right? But Sixth Sense is the one because it has the you do not guess it until it happens twist, right? And it's solid, it's rock solid, but here's the thing. The big twist, okay, for the one person out there that hasn't actually seen Sixth Sense, I won't blow up, but the big twist didn't appear until the 48th version of his script. So there's 47 versions of The Sixth Sense that don't have the twist, which means it's just a stupid movie. It's just a kid that sees ghosts, right? Are the Signs and The Village are the best films of his? Really? I do my South Park impression. Really? I don't know, man. No, I think we have to agree to disagree on that one. Okay. Here's my problem with Signs. Okay, and in fairness, The Village I did not see, but I had friends that spoiled it for me, and I did not stop them. But Signs, here's my problem. Right, was the fact that the whole movie hinges on Mel Gibson forgiving, right, and trying to get past the death of his wife, right? And when he confronts the guy that killed her, right, you have the most emotional moment in the entire movie. And you need an actor that's up to that moment. And M. Night Shyamalan searched high and low to find the best actor. Oh, sorry, or is it The Visit? I'm mixing my movies up. Signs. If I got the wrong movie, it's because I do my best to block out M. Night Shyamalan movies. But he cast himself in that role, right? So you have this pivotal moment, right, where you have Signs was Mel. Good. Okay, so I was right. Right? So you have Mel pouring out his heart. He's like, I gotta get past this, but I just don't know if I can do it. And you have M. Night going, I'm sorry that I did that. I feel very bad, and I've never gotten past it, and I feel emotionally wrecked that it happened. By the way, that's a better impression of M. Night than my impression of Marty McFly. Thank you. Split wasn't bad. Oh, you know what? Okay, in fairness, I have not seen Split, and I have read the reviews, so that might be his comeback movie. I may actually, I will give Split a chance, mainly because, what's his face? X-Men, Wanted. I'm blanking on his name. The star of Wanted and X-Men. I really like him as an actor. And the reviews looked like it's really good. So maybe that's the movie, because I spent decades bagging on Catherine Bigelow, right? Look, sacrilege, I'm not a fan of Point Break, right? And I was not a fan of hers. Blue Steel, So for decades, I was just completely bagging on her, right? And I kept scratching my head going, why does she get to keep making movies? And then she made The Hurt Locker. And then I went, that movie was genius. That was just perfect genius movie making. So maybe Split is the movie that makes me forgive M. Night and give him a chance again. So I will dig. I think Split, I don't know if it's on streaming. James McAvoy, thank you. Zealous Youth, yet again, thank you. Yeah, I had his movies. I do that sometimes. I blank on the name. I can tell you like every movie they've ever been in, but the name just escapes me, and I have to like stop thinking it comes back. But yeah, Wanted was like one of the first things I saw him in. But yeah. So I will give Split a chance. I will definitely. I think it might. I don't know. Did I just see it in Redbox, or maybe it's on Amazon, or maybe it's on Netflix? I'll have to dig it up. But okay, you know what? I'll swallow my pride and give it a chance. But if I hate it, I'm still gonna put M. Night in my why is he still directing category. But I'll give him a chance. I will give him a chance. Kevin Costner, Demi Moore, yeah, Tom Green. I actually saw him. He comes out to Vegas, and Tom Green does shows out there sometimes, and it's kind of funny. It's if you like Tom Green, you're a big fan, but it's kind of a weird show because he basically talks about his big moments, which are all 20 years ago, and it's kind of sad. It's kind of like, I used to be famous, and I was like married to Drew Barrymore, and I had this show, and people loved me a long time ago. So, Pauly Shore, yeah, that's another one. John Derek, Bo Derek's husband, right? Sharon Stone, Will Smith, there he is. Why he only got? How could Uwe Boll's? Maybe it's just because it was too obvious. Maybe that's only why he only got 2 Razzies. Because the dude earned a lot more than 2. There's no doubt. But I guess it's the fact that they just kind of went, at a certain point it's the beating the proverbial dead horse, right? We could just keep giving it to it. You might just like write his name on it and just give it to him every year. So maybe it was too easy, so they just stopped. Linda Blair, really? And Shatner has a couple of Razzies for worst director. Was that for the Star Trek one? Okay, can I click on this and actually see which one he got it for? Oh, it's not going to tell me, is it? All right. I'm curious if it was like for his Star Trek directing. A couple of people in here deserve more than they got. Yeah. Dan Aykroyd for worst supporting actor. Really? What, for like My Girl or something? I wish I could actually see what movies they were. I don't see. I can vote, but I just want to see what it is. Hayden Christensen. Well, that's okay. Now that's a slam dunk right there too. I'm sure that's and Mike Myers. Oh, for the one where he played like the fortune teller guy. Yeah, I saw part of the trailer, and it's enough to make me go, yeah, that's well earned. Jenny McCarthy, Brooke Shields. All right, you want my Brooke Shields story? I said I was gonna wrap up, but oh Jesus, 10. Okay, this is it. I'm gonna do my Brooke Shields story, and then I'm gonna pack it in because it is 10 to 11 here, and I really should go home and get some sleep. So, as I said, I did live in LA for 12 years, right? And my wife broke her ankle, and we went to the hospital and in Santa Monica, and we got her. Yeah, she got bandaged up, right? And then, so what happened is, she does the surgery, right? We go back for the follow-up, and it's where they pull the initial bandages off, and then they put the cast on there. It's the first time she gets to see the incision, right? So they pull off the stuff, and they look at it. My wife has this, it's on her ankle. Her foot broke sideways. It was really nasty, right? But we look at it, and she has a scar that goes right over the ankle, and it's this big. And she freaks, right? She's like, oh my God. She thinks she's like Frankenstein now, right? And the doctor's looking at it, he's going, I was actually very proud of this. I mean, that was there's the suture's tight. It's like nothing, right? So for the next 3 minutes, right, she's just stressing. She's like, oh my God, did I get the worst doctor ever? This is, he butchered me and all this kind of stuff. And I'm going, I think you're overplaying this, right? And then she gets her cast done, and we're walking out, and we're heading out the door, and the next person is coming in to see the doctor. And the next person that's coming to see the doctor is Brooke Shields. So I turn to my wife, and I go, the doctor is fine. We're done. I'm sorry, but, when she's the next patient, you know that you've chosen wisely, okay? So there you go. There's my Brooke Shields story. Okay. It is. True story. True story. She still looks at the scar and wonders, but no, come on, seriously. So there you go. All right, I'm gonna stop this. I have to stop down, guys. I'm sorry. It's been fun. I've had a good time talking to you guys, and I even got some productivity done tonight. I'm so happy that I actually got a few things plugged in, and I gotta fix that script. I'll look at that tomorrow. But guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it, but I definitely have to wind down here. Thank you so much. I've enjoyed the chat. I've enjoyed the talk, and it's fun doing the game dev stuff, and it's just as much fun talking movies. So come back Wednesday night. I will be here. Night for me. Day wherever you are, maybe. Later. Doc, are you trying to tell me that you'll be back on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific? It's a battleship, you moron. You're my mom. Okay. Jesus Christ, Doc, you disintegrated Einstein. Okay. So, anyways, thanks again, guys. I will be back Wednesday night. I hope you guys come out, and we will talk more movies, and I will try and do a little more game dev stuff as well. I'll try and squeeze that in there again. But, yeah, let's talk more movies. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. And I'm sure I'll have some other goofy story to talk about on virtually every subject because I have weird connected stories. So, anyways, thanks again, guys. Appreciate you hanging out. And hopefully you guys will come back, and I will see you in 2 days. All right? Okay. Take care, guys. See you soon. I'm shutting down. Adios.